Welcome, Pewter Report readers, viewers, and listeners to a brand new edition of the Pewter Game Day Show. It is Bucs versus Eagles, a battle of the unbeatens for supremacy in first place in the NFC. Shout out to each and every one of you joining us this afternoon. We're super excited for this Pewter Game Day Show to talk Bucs Eagles, react to everything, give a little play-by-play as well. I'm your host, Matt Matera. Joined with me, my co-host for the Pewter Game Day Show is Daniel Morales. Daniel, how we doing, my man?
Man, I'm a young guy just like you, but these games have been intense. I might need to go see the cardiologist soon because these have been very intense, close games. Let's see how
Absolutely. Every single game has brought some new, different types of drama. Some good storylines going into this one. Besides the fact that the Bucs and the Eagles are undefeated, it's also the return of Tristan Wirfs and the return of Chris Godwin Jr. coming back, making their debuts today. Daniel, what kind of impact can that have in this afternoon's game?
Well, I think Tristan Wirfs is the best player on this entire Buccaneers roster, and he's the best left tackle in the league, in my opinion. But you finally get some normalcy at left tackle, at left guard, at center, behind Graham Barton back there. Luke Haggard's going to start at right guard, and then you have Charlie Heck out there at right tackle when the game has started. Here we go.
Yeah, Bucs will get the ball first, and it is a touchback. So Chris Godwin Jr. is on the field. That's cool to see. You also have Tez Johnson in there too. So those are your three wide receivers.
No Mike Evans up to Emeka Buka be the wide receiver one, but you also have Chris Godwin Jr., as you explained there. But he's not going to be at 100% most likely here. So you're going to have to take that rust off, see how he develops. Is going to be on a pitch count, or is going to play the entire game? We will see.
Yeah, I'm very curious if he's more of a decoy, if they're actually legit going to use him. But the Bucs are starting out in shotgun. Bucky Irving's to the right. Tez Johnson goes in motion. Baker's throwing. He completes it to Tez Johnson. That's his first career catch, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go.
Tez Johnson making an impact right away.
We saw in the preseason, every time you get Tez Johnson to football, he makes it look like a punt return. So let's see how many times he could get him the ball today. But really exciting stuff there. First career reception for Tez Johnson.
He learned from his pal Bucky Irving on how to make people miss.
Yeah.
2nd and 2 for Tampa Bay. Cade Otton goes in motion. They're going to run it with Bucky, who hits the hole and has a first down and more. Bucky Irving going all the way to the 40-yard line. The new offensive line, people moving around, and it's paying off early with this big run by Bucky.
There we go. Strong running right up the middle there. A little bit of a counteraction, but just keeps those legs moving. Got a huge game from that. Excited to see this run game today with Tristan Wirfs, Ben Bredesen, and Graham Barton back at the original positions.
Yeah, good pull by Payne Durham as well, the backup tight end, who just became that much more important with Cole Kieft out for the season.
That broken lower leg, devastating injury.
Yeah. Okay, Baker's in shotgun on 1st and 10. He's looking, throws over the middle. It is off the hands of Chris Godwin Jr., slightly high.
Working against the second-year man, Cooper DeJean there. And he's very versatile. You can put him at any of the two safety positions, outside corner, any of his two sides. Nickelback, that's what he's playing this year with the Vic Fangio defense. But he's a very exciting player for that Philadelphia defense.
But we'll get to some comments as well and stuff. But Buck said, I thought that 15 was McMillan for a second. Bucs run it with Bucky Irving on 2nd down. So it looks like early on they're trying to throw on 1st down to then establish the run on 2nd down, which is not a bad strategy against this aggressive Philadelphia Eagles team. But it will be the first 3rd down of the game for Tampa Bay early on.
Yeah, I think this game is going to come down to the Bucs O-line versus the Philadelphia Eagles D-line. They have a 3-headed monster there, of course. You have Jordan Davis. They love him, 6'6", 336 pounds. They talk about him the entire week. Nick Sirianni talked about him, man. He lost a lot of weight. His conditioning is better. He just looks better, and his play has improved a lot. Last year, he had about 35% of the defensive snaps. This year, he's bounced all the way up to 70%. He's making an impact for that team on all 3 downs.
Baker is looking for Emeka Buka on 3rd down. Good coverage by the Eagles, and the Bucs will have to punt. Mitchell on the coverage again.
Yeah, Quinion Mitchell.
Get my other TV. No.
Yeah, Kelly Bucks here. Bad decision. Baker will bounce back. Yeah, it's the beginning of the game. Janice Steckler, run. The run was working up the middle.
Yeah.
Gomez,
oh, boy. Oh, no, another kick is blocked.
Oh,
Special
wow.
teams has been an absolute nightmare for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Eagles blocked this kick, this punt, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Sidney Brown with the return, and the Eagles go up 6-0. This just can't happen. This is 3 games in a row that there's been a blocked punt or kick of some sorts. Just awful for Tampa Bay.
The Philadelphia Eagles had 2 blocked field goals last week against the LA Rams, and they talked about, Jordan Davis talks about how much time they spend on watching the trajectory of the kickers' kicks and all these types of things. They really focus on that. 2 last week, already 1 to start the game. They had 1 last year also, a block and an extra point attempt against the Buccaneers in week 4. You just can't do that. The Philadelphia Eagles go up right away in this game.
Extra point is good. Eagles go up 7-0. And my goodness, special teams, we spoke about it a lot this week and during the Pewter pregame show as well. This stuff just cannot happen. And it's hurting them again and again and again. Todd Bowles has got to be furious on the sidelines right now.
Wow. Q's 44 says, good Lord. Husker Central fired the special teams coach. Thomas McGay, this is awful. Special teams riding the short bus, Shaggy says here. Worst Bucs special teams ever, Dice 85. Horrible start for Tampa. And we know last year they started off 24-0 against the Philadelphia Eagles in week number 4. This time they're starting off at a deficit here, 7-0.
Oh, my God. I am disgusted. I am absolutely disgusted. Evan Kirk says, how does this happen? My Lord. Because it's happening in so many different ways, too. Like, that's 2 blocked punts, but then also the block kick. You can't get on Riley Dixon's case for that one. Callie Bucks with a $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you for this.
Thank you.
Says, Eagles did this last week also. Bucs special teams are bad, but are the Eagles special teams that good? Let's go Bucs. Time to lock in. That is true. You brought that up too, Daniel, that the Eagles blocked 2 kicks last week. So they certainly know how to get their hand on the football.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni talked about the importance of having Jordan Davis and also Jalen Carter on the special teams unit trying to block those kicks. That was Jordan Davis at the end of the game last week for them in week number 3, blocking that kick, making sure that the LA Rams didn't win the game. But they're just really good at this. Again, they watch the trajectory of the kick. They pay a lot of attention the entire week. Jordan Davis wants to make an impact, and he sees one of the ways to make an impact to special teams. But right there was Sidney Brown with the return. Didn't see who blocked it, but I want to see the replay there. And who on the Buccaneers protection line there for Riley Dixon, who let up, who didn't really cover their guy there.
And Todd Bowles had mentioned as well, he's like, well, we got like different guys on the offensive line, and that's part of like the communication type of stuff. But at the same time, it's like, you still got to block your guy. I don't care if it's Tristan Wirfs in there or Luke Haggard or whoever it is. Like, block the guy in front of you, man. Virgin Boys with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, Matt, is that because Dixon or the special teams coach? It's a little bit of both. Riley Dixon has a pretty long delivery when it comes to punting. And they're showing it right now. It's just right up the middle. Payne Durham kind of went to the right and the snapper kind of stayed straight. But Dixon does have a longer delivery, therefore gives teams more time to go and attack the punter, which they did.
All right, Bucs will get the ball here, and you see the fans, the Philadelphia Eagles fans came out for this game. This is not much of a home game when you have about half of the fan base being the Philadelphia Eagles fans, but they travel. But good thing for the Buccaneers, they have the heat on their side, and they're used to that. Philadelphia Eagles, of course, are not. Big fan Jib talked about it this week. For the Philadelphia Eagles defense, their plan is to make sure that Baker Mayfield doesn't have 8, 10, 12-play drives. He doesn't want them to be gassed out by this heat. They came a day earlier, on Friday, practice at USF, had a walkthrough for 45 minutes. None of that is going to help them out. I can tell you as a person who's lived in Florida for the majority of his life.
Right.
You never get used to this heat.
I agree. Like, I'm standing out there for practice. We're only there for like half an hour, and still, like, it gets pretty brutal. So, see how the Bucs look on this next drive. Chris Godwin Jr. makes his first catch of the season, gets hit out of bounds for about a 7 to 8 yard gain. So good to get Chris Godwin Jr. involved early.
Welcome back, Chris Godwin Jr. Today, he's making his season debut, and he has his son, his little toddler son, out there on the sidelines. That's amazing to watch. As a father myself, getting the opportunity for your kid to see you, that'd be amazing. But Chris Godwin,
very, very cool.
Yeah, second and third for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here.
And Kobe Edgar with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, let's just go for it on 4th down every time. Jesus. They may have to. Tez Johnson goes in motion. Baker throws over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Ibuka. Quinyon Mitchell's had some good coverage on Ibuka so far during these first 2 drives. He can't come up with the catch there, so it'll be a 3rd and short.
Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell plays very good coverage. He's coming into his own. This is his 2nd year now in the league at Toledo. He's a guy who excels with pass breakups. Even back in high school, in his junior year in high school, he led the entire country with pass breakups. In his senior year, was 2nd in pass breakups. So that's his expertise. He's not going to pick off the ball as much as you would want your cornerback to do, but he's going to play very good coverage and break up those passes.
Rashad White is in the game at running back for the Bucs. He lines up out wide, though. Bucs going 5 wide. Eagles send a blitz. Baker sees it, gets the pass off to Ibuka, but it's well short of the marker.
Here comes Riley Dixon.
Sashley says, Grizz is an idiot. Run the damn ball. What was that? So Baker had to get rid of it quickly because of the blitz. Bond on the blitz.
Yeah, Bond's really, really good for that defense there. They had a little bit of a scare this week on Wednesday. He was wearing a knee brace. I know all the Philadelphia Eagles and the media fans they're all scared, but it was just a precautionary thing. Him and Campbell were able to come back, and they're playing obviously now in this game here. Let's see if this gets blocked. Or if
all right. They got it off.
There we go.
Fair catch by the Eagles, Jahan Dotson, and they'll have it right around the 27, 28. Rux's reviews, this feels like a blowout.
There was a lot of controversy last week. I don't know if you saw it, Matt, but with the whole Kevin Pachillo, calling too conservatively. That's what A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts are talking about there. But this week, look for them to use, most times you hear teams using the run to set up the pass. They're going to do it the opposite way this week. They're going to try to use the pass to set up the run. They want to get Saquon to Barkley the ball more efficiently here. He's 2nd in the league in terms of his overall carries. He has 58 carries, but he's averaging 3.3 yards per carry, which it puts him at 122nd. So not good there. But again, they want to use the pass to set up the run. That's what they talked about this week. And let's see if that pays off for them. But they're not going up against an easy defense. It's Todd Bowles' defense.
Yeah, I think the Bucs will actually still look pretty good stopping the run with Saquon. To me, it's getting Saquon out in space the way that Savase Dennis struggled with Bijan Robinson on swing passes. We saw it against the Texans as well. To me, that's how I'm attacking this Buccaneers defense. But as far as like straight up running the football, I still trust the Bucs defense to get that job done. But also a big question too is Jalen Hurts. Can they keep him in the pocket? Because he can extend plays. He will tuck it and run. And I'm more concerned about Jalen Hurts than I am Saquon Barkley in terms of the ground game.
Yeah, throughout the first 3 weeks, defenses have tried to stop Jalen Hurts in this offense by blitzing heavily. And at times, the offensive line, they're the best offensive line, in my opinion, in the entire league for the Eagles, besides right guard Tyler Steen, the only weak spot there. But the blitzes have been able to work against this Philadelphia Eagles offense. At times, Barkley and the rest of the guys have been able to pick up those blitzes, but teams have been blitzing heavily, and it's been paying off for the most part, but they still find ways, just like Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to find ways to stay in the games in the very end and find ways to win them like they did last week with that blocked field goal attempt. Yeah,
still a long way to go, and typically the Bucs have had slow starts in games, especially week 1. A little bit week 2, they were able to answer right away, but not always easy when you go down 7-0, especially on a freak play like a blocked punt. That's the reality the Bucs are in, though, unfortunately.
Look at Dash Mo here. He says, just throw the towel, avoid any more injuries. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Got to keep fighting.
Jamil Jones says, let's go defense. 11:22 to go in the first quarter. Eagles lead over the Bucs 7-0. Yeah, Vita Vea and Greg Gaines on the edge, in the middle. Logan Hall's on the edge. Hassan Reddick's lined up all the way outside like a true outside linebacker. Now he creeps up a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. Hurts takes a shotgun. They blitz Levante David, and there's a wide open Saquon Barkley who will take it about 14 yards down the field. So Bucs trying to stay aggressive early, but that left Saquon with plenty of room and plenty of space.
Yeah, you talked about it too. Servassier, Dennis, Levante David throughout this game. Will they be able to stop Saquon Barkley on those receptions that he's able to get from the backfield? Right there, it wasn't their fault, but it's something to watch throughout the entire game. The Bucs inside linebackers versus Saquon Barkley in the pass game.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 39-yard line. Barkley goes in motion, a swing pass to him. How do the Bucs defend it? Nice tackle made by Hassan Reddick out in space. So clearly the Eagles watched the tape against this Bucs defense, and they're trying to attack that right away, but Hassan Reddick has the answer.
2 back-to-back weeks for Hassan Reddick, where it's a revenge game for him. Last week, the New York Jets. This week, the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see. Can he come away with a sack in this game? Maybe 2 sacks. We'll see how he performs.
Yeah, hasn't had one since week 1.
Yep.
He will also play all of his former teams this season. Of course, the Carolina Panthers, because they're in the division with the Bucs. Mm-hmm. And then we'll also go against the Cardinals later on this season when the Bucs put Simeon Rice into the Ring of Honor. Hurts has time to throw, going down the field. Oh, a little high for A.J. Brown, a nice leaping effort. And interesting, Jamel Dean was on A.J. Brown on that play. We had a lot of conversations about how the Bucs will go about defending A.J. Brown because Zion McCollum is a little bit on the lighter side and doesn't deal as well with great physical receivers the way A.J. Brown is. The problem is the Bucs, they line up Jamel Dean on the right side, Zion McCollum on the left side. So if you put A.J. Brown on the left side, the Bucs aren't just going to switch coverage. So
yeah, now you're going to have Devontae Smith working against Jamel Dean and Zion McCollum working against A.J. Brown up top.
Yeah. 3rd and 8. Play clock went down. Bucs send a blitz. It's caught by Smith. Dean with the tackle, but good enough for a first down, Philadelphia. I thought the play clock had been done. Yeah, it says 0 on the screen. King V, or I believe this is the 7th, with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Says the game is unavailable in my area, not on NFL Plus. Very sorry about that. NFL Plus, I don't think does the games. If you have like YouTube TV, you can watch it on, or you can get the NFL package on YouTube. But yeah, that would be my suggestion.
Right there, big run up the middle by A.J. Dillon. Saquon Barkley's back up there at the run back position. Yeah. Just goes right up the middle, gets a first down. The chains keep moving for the Philadelphia Eagles. 1st and 10 now, the Bucs 39.
Bucs blitz Winfield. It's complete to Goddard. About an 8-yard gain. Yaya Diaby on the coverage.
Bucs so far pretty blitz heavy, like the past 3 matches for the Philadelphia Eagles. But so far, they've been able to pick up those blocks. We'll see as the game progresses. They have to deal with that heat. Are they going to miss a few of these blocking assignments here, these protections against the blitzes? Maybe a payoff for Todd Bowles.
Could be.
As A.J. Constantis here says, no pressure whatsoever. Yeah, they're trying to blitz, trying to get there, but nothing so far. No production there.
2nd and 2. Eagles go play action. Hurts looking. Bucs can't get to him. He's going to run. Vita Vea is in pursuit, but Hurts gets that easily. He's heading all the way to about the 2-yard line. Jalen Hurts with a gigantic scramble. Wow. Nobody in space for Tampa Bay. And it's 1st and goal, Eagles.
Servassier Dennis saved the day there for the Buccaneers, getting him down about the 2. But right behind him, he had Antoine Winfield, but he just can't. Jalen Hurts, dual threat quarterback, can do it with his arm, do it with his legs.
Also, a great job by the running back because he put his hand out like, hey, I'm open. So Servassier just ran with him the whole time, didn't even bother to turn around. All right, 1st and goal for the Eagles. Are they going to tush push from this far out? Oh, it's a underhanded throw to Goddard, but it works, and they're in the end zone. The Eagles just toying with the Bucs on the drive and go to an underhanded throw. And it is 13-0. And folks, it is ugly early on.
Yeah, what a horrible, ugly start, 13-0 there. You just hope the Buccaneers can stay mentally tough. We know this team never gives up. They're resilient. But, man, this is not the way you want to start off this game. Bucs fans, how you guys feeling? Yep.
Whew, that could not have gone any worse.
Shaggy, worst start ever. Really, really bad here. Ralph, laughable, man. It's a long game. It's 60 minutes, you know.
Super chats as well. Bucs Basement, thanks for the $2 super chat. Says, about to turn the game off. You can sense the ugly. Yeah, the vibes just seem like they're off. As soon as the punt got blocked by Tampa Bay, and it's not even that it got blocked, they got returned for a touchdown. So you're immediately down 7-0. Eagles offense didn't even have to earn it, really. But yeah, vibes are off right now. There's no doubt about it. And Bart Harley Jarvis, thanks for the $2 super chat, says, way too much of Reddick and Diaby in coverage. I agree tenfold. I hate when they drop the outside linebackers back in coverage. Hassan Reddick was brought here to attack the quarterback, to take him down for several sacks. It worked in week 1 when they got to Michael Penix Jr. That was a big sack that he had on 3rd and goal that forced a field goal for Atlanta. Ever since then, Todd Bowles has dropped him back in coverage, and it's just not working. So
yeah, he started off his career in Arizona as an off-the-ball linebacker. And I think the worst thing for him is in that joint practice against Cam Ward, picking off that ball. I think he should have told Bowles, let's put him out there. Let's drop him in coverage a lot of times. And maybe looking back, he should have dropped that ball. So he could just been solely a pass rusher.
Bucs Basement, thanks for the $2 super chat, says, just got to break the 4-game losing streak curse. There's been a lot of curses broken by the Bucs this year. Going 3-0, winning in primetime on Monday Night Football.
The creamsicle curse, the backup quarterback curse.
Yeah, the 1976 throwback. Yeah, so a lot of demons have been exorcised. There's no doubt about that. Landshark says, the front 7 never seems to get pressure. It's that on top of the fact that the blitzes aren't getting home. Yeah. So when the blitzes aren't getting home, Jalen Hurts has all day. And even when Jalen Hurts doesn't have all day, he's able to run and scramble and have that big play like he did. So tough sledding for Tampa Bay early on.
Last week we saw these blitzes work. They blitzed in at times last week. Jacob Parrish, he got a sack last week. Antoine Winfield as well. But this week it's just not working yet. But I would stick with it. I would stick with it to see how it turns out. But not just a very flat start for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That blocked punt there just changed the feeling of this game. It's just hopefully the Buccaneers, if they score here, they change the momentum, they change the feeling of this game. But if it continues, this can turn really ugly, and I hope it doesn't for Bucs fans.
Yeah, a score on this drive, and they're right back in the game. And, as we saw with all of these games for Tampa Bay this year, chaos will ensue. And 2, the Eagles are a good example of last week. They were down by a ton, and they were able to come back and win the game. There's a comment I want to get to. It was a really good point about Josh Grizzard. But you guys are commenting so fast that it's tough to read all these. But we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. Yeah, it was number 1 Bucs fan as the Bucs return it to around the 27. Says, I don't know about this. Playing from this far behind is new to Josh Grizzard. I think that's a really good point in terms of every game the Bucs have either had a lead or only been down by a score. It's never been really pickup time where you got to kind of throw away what hasn't been working and just score as quickly as you can. Now, they don't have to score as quickly as they possibly can just yet. But if they go down any further, well, you're not as concerned about establishing the run or getting Chris Godwin Jr. involved. You just need to do what you got to do in that passing game. So we'll see. Bucs run it with Bucky Irving on 1st down. He bounces to the outside. Ooh, Mitchell's having a hell of a game early on. Yeah, we've seen Bucky have have some big plays on those runs when he cuts it, but not able to that time around.
Game break there. Jackson Dart with his first touchdown of his
Yeah.
career.
Yeah,
Dart
congrats to
plays
him.
Russell. Yep.
Brian Brocklehurst says, I hear Jake Camarda is available. Oh, man. Baker gonna dump it off to Bucky Irving. Uses a nice stiff arm, gets the first down. I thought I saw a penalty flag, but I hope my eyes are deceiving me.
And we saw a lot of those last week.
We did. Oh, my goodness. We were livid up in the press box. It was wild. But yeah, great stiff arm by Bucky Irving.
Yeah, 5 last week in the first 13 plays. Right there is Kaylee Ringo. He's in for Adoree Jackson, the veteran. He's out today with a groin injury. Ringo is mostly a special teams guy, but Nick Sirianni said he's improved since training camp, and they're excited to see how he can perform out there today. He doesn't have to see Mike Evans this week, or you got Chris Godwin Jr. back, but he's not fully 100%. He's going to have a little bit of rust on him most likely.
Ooh. Bucs riding Bucky again, but credit to the Eagles making these stops in the backfield.
Yep.
And they're running it to the right side there, which, of course, is where Charlie Heck and Luke Haggard are. So, interesting. They pulled Haggard and Graham Barton on that one, but Ringo and company make the play.
Yeah, 2 runs here to a right side. They had success in that first drive running up the middle.
Yeah.
So far, running to the right hasn't worked out. 2nd and 11 for the Buccaneers.
5:10 to go in this first quarter. An eventful one, but not eventful for Tampa Bay. Baker takes the shotgun, dumps it off to Rachaad White. He's able to make a couple of defenders miss, but ultimately it's only a short gain. That'll make it 3rd and about 7 or 8. Shout out to Bart Harley Jarvis. Thank you for this $5 super chat. Says, wide receivers getting 0 separation right now. Young cats not used to playing against such a physical DB group. I mean, I would say the Texans are a very physical group.
Yeah.
But we are talking about the Super Bowl champs. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, are they penalizing Cooper DeJean for...
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I can't really see. Can't tell what's going on.
Because Callie Buck says he did the Allen Iverson step over. And the league is...
That's too soft.
Listen, I agree. I think it's... I hate when the NFL, tries to emphasize certain things, and this year it's taunting.
First down, first down for the Buccaneers.
All right, hey.
Yeah, that's good for them.
Bucs will take it. They need it.
I don't agree with that, like we were talking
I don't either.
It is what it is. I think that's a bit too soft.
Baker under center. Oh, they're going flea flicker. Baker trying to find someone, throws it down the field, and it's intercepted by Cooper DeJean. Bad to worse for Tampa Bay. The first turnover of the season for Baker Mayfield as DeJean's heading all the way back down the field. There is a penalty on the play. Oh, my goodness.
Let's see what happens here with the penalty, but that 6-0 ratio for Baker Mayfield just turned 6-1. Cooper DeJean in the Super Bowl, he had a pick 6. He was the youngest player ever to have a pick 6 in the Super Bowl at 22 years old. Really versatile play like we were talking about at the beginning of the show here. But, man, what a –
little chippy there. Someone's grabbing – that looks like Tristan Wirfs' face mask.
Yeah.
Oh, he just got his helmet ripped off.
Uh-oh.
Tyke Smith's in the middle of it, so you got to mix your offense and
Mitchell
defense.
Versus, Tristan Wirfs. I wouldn't get enough fight if I'm Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, Tristan is pissed off, and this is his first game back, too, so. Temperature's already hot. Now the heat turned up even more. Baker and Quinyon jawing at each other. Bucky Irving getting in the mix, and, of course, Tristan trying to be there for his quarterback, as he typically is.
Yep. The ultimate bodyguard there for Baker Mayfield, but holding the face mask, grabbing it, ripping it off eventually.
This is interesting, too, because Tristan Wirfs he's the best tackle in the league, but he's not always I'm going to jaw and fight with the other opponent. That's Luke Gedecke's role.
Yeah.
But Luke Gedecke, unfortunately, is on injured reserve, so it looks like that Wirfs kind of stepped into that role.
Yeah, and before Luke, it was Ryan Jensen setting the tone.
Yes, that too.
Fine.
Virgin Boys, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Says, Wirfs so back, baby.
All right, it's Bucs ball still. That
Yeah.
interception did not count.
Somehow.
We can't hear what's going on, so we don't know exactly,
Yeah.
what's going on
Do
there.
not
But
have the volume.
yeah.
So if anyone wants to fill us in. I'm just curious, like, was it a penalty before the interception, or was it for like the fighting after?
Yeah.
Angle with a good point says, why would you want to fight Wirfs of all people?
Yeah, Quinion Mitchell versus Christian Wirfs. You're not going to win that fight, I can tell you that. Bart Harley Jarvis says incomplete and then post whistle penalty. Okay, so they didn't count it as an interception. They count it as an incomplete pass.
Gotcha. Appreciate the update.
Thank you.
Okay, so first and 10 at the 30.
Yep. You're in field goal range, unless it gets blocked, but you're in field goal range at least. But
you want to run it with Bucky. This time, his cut to the outside works. Bucs get about 7 to 8 yards on that. So not giving up on the ground game just yet.
Yeah, the run to the right didn't work. Run to the left there worked out when you bounce outside. I would stick with the middle or to the left since you have Tristan Wirfs back, of course. Not go Charlie Heck and Luke Haggard's direction. Stick behind the strength of that offensive line. So far, but you're 5 rushes, 29 yards.
Daniel Gomez says, need a touchdown on this drive, no field goal. I agree.
I don't trust that it's going to get off cleanly against this Philadelphia Eagles special team.
No. Yeah, they score a touchdown. Just go for 2. It's a pitch to the outside. Bucky leaps over a defender, gets a yard, but will be a yard short, making it 3rd and 1. Shaggy says, only one Buck I would want to fight less than Wirfs, and that's Vita Vea.
All right, big 3rd and 1 here.
Rashad White in the backfield for Tampa Bay. Payne Durham goes in motion. They run it with White, and they get the first down.
There we go. Keep the chains moving. See Ben Bredesen with some after the play pushing around there. There's probably a lot of chirpiness on the field, a lot of back and forth talk.
Tempers are flaring early on. Yeah, Bucs can get right back into this game.
Yeah.
Brian S. says, look at that old line push. Good job. Well done by the interior. Graham Barton back at center. President left guard, and Tristan Wirfs making his debut. Along with Chris Godwin, who lines up to the left side. It's a run with Bucky. Bucky's doing a lot of dancing and cutting, trying to get to the outside.
Yeah, just runs into his own guy there. Loss of 1, possibly.
Everyone do what Brian Duncan is saying and smash the like button. Make sure you like, subscribe to Pewter Report TV. We'll be doing this every single week that there's a Bucs game.
Next week, Buccaneers on the road in Seattle. That's going to be a cool game. Both teams celebrating their 50th anniversary. Both teams will be in their throwback uniforms. The white creamsicles will be on display again. Should be a pretty fun game to watch.
It'll be an aesthetically pleasing one, and a later time at 4 o'clock. Swing pass to Bucky. He can't make the last defender miss. I think that would have been a house call for Bucky, but ends up just being a 1-yard gain.
Yep, that's Reed Blankenship there with the tackle. 3rd down, on long 3rd down. Baker Mayfield so far 5 for 9, 28 yards. Almost had the interception, but luckily it was an incomplete pass. Want to see the replay again. That one did hit the ground. Chris Godwin at the bottom of your screen. You got Emeka Buka up top. Sterling Shepard in the slot.
Baker's going to scramble. He loses the ball. Ooh. Oh, geez. Listen, they're saying it's 4th down, so they will at least have a field goal attempt. But It's a bit odd, right? The Bucs do not have a turnover yet, but Baker's fumbled in 3 of the 4 games. So they've been lucky that they've gotten the football.
In that Texans game, they were lucky that Rachaad White just threw his body and jumped on the grenade and saved the day for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he got hit in the ribs, but yeah, luckily they've been able to recover each one of these fumbles here so far. All right, Chase McLaughlin kick. Can it get off cleanly?
Yet another storyline. Kick is up by McLaughlin, and the kick is good. All right. Not all hope is lost, Bucs fans. It's 14-3. It's not over yet. Defense will be fresh. They've barely been on the field.
You want to score touchdowns, but at least you got 3 points there. That's better than nothing, of course.
Yeah, just sending out a tweet real quick.
Diesel here says, horrible first quarter. Guys, let us know. The first quarter has come to an end. How do you guys feel so far? Of course, you would like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be up in this game, but we're only 1 quarter down, 25% of the game in. We have 3 quarters left of football to play. Jeff B, at least the offense is fired up. I agree with you there. Tyler Lesnick, tripping wasn't called. Geist 85, yeah, they really have to fire special teams coach. Inexcusable. Here, Justin, I wanted 7 instead of 3, of course. But unfortunately didn't turn out that way. Buccaneers, luckily, they were able to recover the fumble there by Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and we kind of saw this hurt the Bucs last week. Like, it was cool to see the resurgence of Chase McLaughlin, but, that second half and that final quarter, the Bucs were settling for field goals. That allowed the Jets to get back into the game.
Yeah.
With their ability, with the Jets scoring touchdowns, even though, like, the Allen Lazard play was a clear drop. I still don't know how that was ruled a catch, but regardless.
I think later on in that game, too, in the fourth quarter, that Emeka Buka catch, I think it was
yes.
I saw left foot, right foot. He bobbled concentration catch, but they didn't even do a booth review. Inside 2 minutes, Todd Bowles can't challenge, and they didn't go to a booth review, but it didn't matter. The Buccaneers ended up winning, but I consider that a catch.
That was crazy to me as well. Is that Bowles called the timeout, and then they're still like, yeah, we're not going to review it. Like, you just wasted your timeout.
Yeah.
By the way, around the league, the Giants are up 7-0, and they have a 1st and goal. So they have a chance to go up 14-0 against the Los Angeles Chargers. The Buffalo Bills lead over the Saints 14-7, and the Lions and Browns are tied at 7-7. That's very interesting, too, if anyone's doing survivor leagues and stuff like that.
Landshark says missing Malk hurts. Luke's going to come back in a few weeks. He's on IR, but only going to miss about, maybe 4 games, 3 after this one. But if there's one position that you want one of your offensive lines meant to go down on, it's that guard position. Your center, your tackle is very important. The guard's important also, but if you had to suffer an injury somewhere in the offensive line, the guard is the best position that it happens at. All right, Chase here with the kickoff. The Philadelphia Eagles, of course, will get the ball back here.
See if special teams can make a play in a positive way.
Yes.
Tackle right around the 30. And then just real quick, some other scores. The Falcons are leading the Commanders 10-7. Again, no Jaden Daniels in that game. Patriots are ahead of the Panthers by a point, 7-6. Texans lead 6-0 over the Titans. And those are all the 1 o'clock games. Bucs have the highest scoring game right now, even though they haven't contributed too much to it. All right, let's see how the Bucs defense responds after a tough first drive for their unit. Eagles run it with Saquon, finds a hole, breaks out of 1 tackle, but then McCollum is able to take him down, but about a 6-7 yard gain.
Yeah, like we talked about at the top of the show, he's averaging 3.3 yards per carry. They don't like that. He doesn't like that. He called some of his close friends, some running back greats in this league at some point. Adrian Peterson was one of the guys he reached out to, and he gave him advice. There was a viral video that showed him every time there's a pass play against the Chiefs, he would turn his head and look around. Every time his run play looks directly. Did you see that? Adrian Peterson talked to him about that. Make sure every play looks exactly the same. You can't tell. Defense won't be able to tell what's a run, what's a pass. So he's working on that this week.
Yeah, I saw that as Saquon goes down on this play. Looks like he slipped. I saw like another Eagles account pretty much refute that, being like, yeah, he did it for those plays. But if you look at like the entire game, he stopped doing it. So
yeah,
who knows what was true and what wasn't. And if
it
went viral on the internet, I'm sure the Eagles saw it and Saquon saw it. And so
he said that game his head was spinning a bit because Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, he said they threw at him 15-0 covered blitz. So he was looking everywhere for protection. Again, the Philadelphia Eagles have suffered against, the opposing defenses. They decided to blitz pretty early. You see the Buccaneers Todd Bowles doing that so far this week. Empty set for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, what a stop by Hassan Reddick against his whole team. They tried to manufacture the touch for Saquon Barkley, but Hassan Reddick said, no. Jacob Parrish involved too. Yeah, that's even more Jacob Parrish than it was Hassan Reddick. Well done by Tampa Bay's defense, getting them right back in the game.
He had a great run stop last week. It was 4th and 1. The Jets tried to go for it. He just stopped it. So back-to-back great plays there and back-to-back weeks by Hassan Reddick. I want to see him get a sack in today's game against his former team and his former quarterback in Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think everyone would love to see that, but I think Bucs fans will settle for a 3-and-out.
Yep.
Here's Cameron Johnson's opportunity for a return. Makes one player miss. Tries to break some tackles. A short gain, but appreciate the effort. Respect the effort. And respect to the super chat. Thank you to Dominic Henry for this $1.99. Says, does he not trust Cade no more? He was open. Tight end has just not been involved in this offense. Baker alluded to it this week that probably would get involved a little bit more with Tristan Wirfs returning, but hasn't been the case just yet. I'd have to go back and watch the replay if Cade Otton was open on that last play, but they could certainly use another weapon right now. That Bucs haven't totally been getting that passing game going. Yeah, Tim Ford says Cade was open. That's on Dancing Baker. Also true, like Baker was, well, one, he fumbled the football, but he was trying to avoid pass rushers and stuff like that. So
Ashley says, Tez, last week, Baker Mayfield, he overthrew Tez Johnson down the field. It would have been a go-ahead touchdown pass, but he got his first reception, at least this week, early in the game. See Tez Johnson, if he gets more involved, what they have planned for him. Professor X, TD and Mecca.
A little positivity.
Yeah.
A little positivity. Nicola Legistina says, special teams really doing special things this year. It's been chaotic. You had a great week 1, and then it's been downhill ever since. Nicola also says, was the flea flicker near pick on Godwin or Baker?
Yeah, I got to watch that one again.
Yeah, I mean, there is something about like coming back to the football. Like I know last week when Jamel Dean had that pick 6, a lot of Jets reporters were saying, and Garrett Wilson admitted too, that Garrett Wilson should have come back to the football a little bit more than he did. I don't necessarily know if that was the case for Chris Godwin.
And on that pick 6, Jacob Parrish had a beautiful pressure on Tyrod Taylor.
Yes,
he did the ball a little bit earlier.
That too, so forced the ball out early.
J5 Studios says, where the hell is Tim Burton?
Yeah, Tim Burton's
Tim Burton?
Yeah, must be busy this week. Bucco Rico says, hey, Pewter Report, what are your thoughts right now on the offensive line? Is this more so on Baker? I would say so. I think the offensive line overall has protected okay. Like the Eagles brought the blitz. Like early on when they didn't get the first down with the short pass to Ibuka, they pass blocked the right way. There was just more runners than there were offensive linemen. So Baker had to get rid of the ball quickly. I think they've been okay. I wouldn't blame them for this slow start.
No, I agree with you, Matt.
Second down for Tampa Bay. 12 minutes to go in this second quarter. Shaw White's back in the game. Kate Otten's lined outside as well. So maybe we'll try to get him involved on this one. Johnson goes in motion. Baker standing around trying to find someone. Throws. Caught by Emeka Egbuka. That's a first down, Tampa Bay.
There we go.
And that's where the legs are working for Baker Mayfield. Extends the play. Calls Emeka Egbuka to get a little bit closer. Stayed in bounds. That's also very important. That could have been a penalty if he was out of bounds and then became the first to touch the football. Little momentum for the Bucs. Who stay in shotgun. Baker to Kate Otten. There's your Kate Otten reception, everybody. For a yard.
Yeah, a gain of 1, but finally Kate Otten gets the ball, right? 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Bucs haven't really tried to go deep or anything like that. I think they wanted to on the flea flicker, but
yeah,
that was denied. Little run with Rashad White. Not much sledding there.
Nope.
Geist85, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, how do we beat the tight coverage? There's a couple ways to go about it. Play action always helps with anything because you get some of those corners to try to inch closer to the line of scrimmage. Crosser routes help as well because you got people in motion. Mm-hmm. You're not. It's kind of like setting a pick play, but not necessarily. And then go routes down the field. Just beat them one-on-one with speed.
Yeah, for play action to work, you got to get the run game going. And so far, not too much success there. 1 yard gain by Rashad White on that second down run. 3rd and 7 now. Baker
chucks it deep, and it's dropped by Chris Godwin Jr. That was a terrible rep by Luke Haggard. So as soon as I started complimenting the offensive line, Haggard gets beat like a drum. I'm just going to chalk it up to Russ for Chris Godwin Jr.
Yes.
Vintage Chris Godwin Jr. makes that catch. I mean, it's right in the hands.
Quinion Mitchell did a really good job grabbing his arm, bringing it down a bit, making it a very difficult catch for Chris Godwin Jr. That's why it was an incompletion. But, this is a guy who hasn't played football since all the way last year in week number 7. Takes time to get fully back into the swing of things. You see the rest there. Clean punt right there. Oh, well, goes out of bounds.
That's a shankopotamus by Riley Dixon. Good grief.
Man, I was hyping up Riley Dixon throughout the preseason training camp.
He was good in the preseason. He really was. Flag on the play as well.
Holding on.
Slow start for the Bucs. We do have a super chat. Thank you to Bucs Basement for the $2 super chat. It says, got to fire the special teams coach at this point. I mean, I don't know how you fire the coach on a bad punt.
Yeah.
I don't really know what special teams coaches do with kickers and punters. It's hey, kick that better. This is how you do it. He doesn't really know how.
Especially you got Riley Dixon and Chase, 2 veterans. They kind of know what they're doing for the most part, but just hasn't worked out. And the Buccaneers don't normally we saw it with the Atlanta Falcons after their 30-0 loss against the Panthers. They fired one of their coaches and then they promoted from within. But the Buccaneers normally don't make these in-season firings. If there's going to be a change, it would be during the offseason at the end of the year.
Bart Harley Jarvis, thanks for the $2 super chat, says, get a new punter. I'm tired of this. They might be in the market. This is 2 bad games in a row for Riley Dixon. He can boot the ball, but I mean,
Yeah.
that was a shank. That was an absolute shank. Tyler
Thank you, John.
Lovo, appreciate you for the $5 super chat, who says, who's responsible for drop passes, receivers or Baker throwing too much heat? I mean, that one for Chris Godwin Jr., that's not Chris Godwin Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, it hit him right in the hands. I don't know how that could possibly be on Baker Mayfield. And also, that was actually a good play by Baker. He just had to get rid of the ball. There was a defender in his face in 2.5 seconds. That was a poor blocking job, I believe, by Haggard on that one. But, you know, when it's third down, you got to get rid of the ball. There's not much Baker could have done. And he actually made a great throw. So,
yeah, that one's on Godwin, but really good job also by Quinion Mitchell. Really tight coverage, making sure that he didn't come down. Godwin didn't come down with the pass there. Good defensive play as well. Those guys get paid on that side as well.
Cody P says Godwin will shake off the rust, give him some time, people. Yeah, I think Chris Godwin Jr. will be fine.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised he's playing as much as he's been. Showing the replay of the block punt from earlier. All right, 9:44 to go in this game. Bucs trail 14-3 and kind of on the ropes right now. Had to punt again. Bad punt by Riley Dixon. The Eagles could take a commanding lead if they score a tutty on this drive. Hurts thrown down the field, has a wide open Dallas Goedert.
Wow.
Who,
man,
kind of got, he landed on top of Antoine Winfield Jr.
They just showed it feels like 101 degrees, but it has not been a problem so far for the Philadelphia Eagles in this game.
It's had no impact.
Yep.
First and 10 for Philly. They're over midfield already. And there's another wide open player. What's crazy, too, is like the Eagles, who, again, we had like barely have seen them on offense. They're not even getting it done with their big guns. Like A.J. Brown, I believe, doesn't have a target or doesn't have a reception. He had a target earlier. Devontae Smith had one catch for a first down. And Saquon's been relatively tame as well. So, yeah, Dallas Goedert is the leading receiver for the Eagles at 32 yards. A.J. Brown has no catches. Devontae Smith 1 for 9. Saquon 3 for 16. Yeah, it's they're attacking the Bucs pretty heavily.
2-yard run there by Saquon Barkley, 2nd and 8.
By the way, Super Straight Cash, thank you for this $4.99 super chat. Says, where's the screen game? They have not gone to it at all. It's supposed to be a staple of this offense, but
yeah, Morrison's on the field. Diesel. Yep. Jamel Dean out. Morrison in right now.
Bucs ran a stunt with Hassan Reddick. Can't get to Jalen Hurts, though. Hurts is going to scramble. Pick up some more yards. Yeah, Reddick went from the outside to the inside on that one. I believe he stunted with Vita Vea. And couldn't get to Jalen Hurts. Third and 6 for Philadelphia. Seven minutes to go in the second quarter. They drop back the linebackers. Hurts going to step to the outside. Throws down the field. It's caught by Smith, who gets drilled by Benjamin Morrison.
Oh.
But that will be a 1st and goal for Philadelphia. Bucs unable to fluster Jalen Hurts, who calmly just moves around the pocket, buys a little bit more time, and then fires a strike down the field to Devontae Smith. Nice hit by Morrison, but
Yeah, great hit. I believe on his first play last week, he had a tackle for loss. He's been pretty impressive in his limited snaps.
yeah, I've liked him so far, and I like how they kind of have him in this rotation.
First and goal, Eagles here. You got to stop and play bend but don't break defense.
And it's a walk-in touchdown for Dallas Goedert. A little shovel pass on the play action. And it's a blowout, folks. It's a blowout.
Matt, this might be really ugly.
Yeah. Let's get to this super chat. Dominic Henry, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says, really think the offense changed more than we think. Vita Vea is not happy at something. I don't know. I mean, the offense has looked good the first 3 games. You have to factor in the different looking offensive line and who's been available. It's never going to be easy when you don't have Mike Evans. I don't think we can draw one conclusion from 2 quarters of your first game with Tristan Wirfs returning, with Chris Godwin Jr. returning, and your first game without Mike Evans.
And then Virgil Boys also points out here, the defense has been pretty bad for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers so far.
Yeah.
21-3.
3 drives and 2 touchdowns allowed. So
yeah,
that definitely chalk it up to that. Just looking at some stats for the Bucs. Baker Mayfield is 9 of 14, only 50 passing yards. He's been sacked 1 time for a loss of 8 yards. Ground game has been so-so. Bucky Irving, 7 attempts for 29 yards. That's an average of 4.1 yards per attempt. Rachaad White, 2 rushing attempts for 7 yards. It's a 3.5 average. Emeka Egbuka leading Tampa Bay in receiving yards with 19 on 2 catches. Bucky Irving also has 2 catches for 9 yards. Tez Johnson, 1 for 8. Chris Godwin Jr., 1 for 7. Rachaad White, 2 for 6. And Kate Otten, 1 for 1. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bucs tied for the team lead in tackles at 2. It's Hassan Reddick, Antoine Winfield Jr., Tyke Smith, Servase Dennis, and Yaya Diaby. There's only been 1 tackle for loss, and that is from Hassan Reddick. So pretty ugly all around when it comes to how the Bucs have played so far in this game. They're going to have to dig deep if they want to come back. So
it's the complete opposite from last year. Last year in week number 4, the Bucs go up 24-0.
Yeah.
This time, they're down pretty big here. The game's not over. We still have 6 minutes left in the second quarter. You got to go down the field, score a touchdown, change the momentum of this game, get back into the swing of things, and see if that helps you out. But this is a game that could potentially get very ugly for the Buccaneers if they don't turn this around right now. Offense and defense has been very lackluster so far, and special teams as well. We got to point out special teams.
Yes. Excellent.
Great started off the special teams. That block.
It did.
Right there.
Special teams set the tone for the vibes are off, essentially. How do you feel about potentially going up-tempo or changing something a little bit on the offense here? Because there's no doubt about it, this team needs a spark at the moment.
We've seen that 2-minute offense at the end of every single game so far for the past 3 weeks for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Be efficient in that 2-minute offense, playing up-tempo, playing quickly. Maybe you got to get to that here. I like that, Matt. I like that idea.
A couple super chats to get to. Dominic Henry, thank you for the super chat as the Bucs return this. Cameron Johnson gets to the outside. He's got a chance. Cameron Johnson to the 50, past midfield. That's the spark we are talking about. But there's a
wow, that could have been a big momentum changer right here.
Brutal.
Wow.
By the way, Atlanta is about to go up 17-7. They just did on the Commanders. So holding on the Bucs. But yeah,
Bucs shooting themselves in the foot right there.
Servase Dennis has struggled once again to get back to Dominic Henry's super chat. Problem is, there's not too many other options. You have Deion Jones, but they don't have a lot of options right now. Bucs Basement, next for the $2 super chat, says, Pewter Report all predicted the Bucs were losing this game. We did. So, we know this team. I knew it was going to be tough sledding. You had rusty players coming back and no Mike Evans. It was always going to be a tough uphill battle. Oh, a little end around running play to Sterling Shepard, who's had a quiet afternoon. And then Bart Harley Jarvis, thank you for this $5 super chat, says, run game inconsistent, can't run screens because Eagles aren't fearing the downfield throws. Just one of those games where there's no escape. Need 13 back.
Again, it's not over. It's a long game, but just off to a horrible start. Things can change if you get this drive, have a successful drive here, go down the field and score, make it a 10, 21-point ball game. But you have to start right now, starting this drive, go down the field, march down the field, score some points, get on their emotion, possibly for a run play or some play
action. Baker fires. Tight coverage again.
Oof. Cooper DeJean has had a great game so far.
Yeah, him and Mitchell.
Yep.
If I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm throwing in a pump fake because they are biting on everything. And rightfully so. They're being aggressive. They're making plays.
You can do that also when you don't have Mike Evans on the football field. You're not going up against Mike. You can't focus on double teaming him. That opens up guys like Emeka Buka get one-on-one coverage.
Yeah.
But he's not in the game. And you're not going to double team a just returning Chris Godwin Jr. So
3rd and 4 for Tampa Bay. Godwin goes in motion. Eagles bring a blitz. Bucs pick it up. Baker's throw is, it's tipped in the line of scrimmage. Baker tried to knock it away. And then the defender was diving for the ball. Good thing it didn't bust up Baker's knees because that could have been really ugly.
That was Moro Jomer, I believe, with the tip. Or might have been Jalen Carter. Let's see the replay here. Nope, Moro Jomer, yep. Yeah,
that was close to Jalen Carter diving into the knees of Baker going for the...
That was like a volleyball play right there.
Yeah, it was.
Saved it. Moro Jomer, he's the third guy on that defensive line with Jalen Carter, of course, and Jordan Davis. He doesn't get much love, but last year he was second in the league for defensive tackles and pass rush win rate. He doesn't get many sacks. He just got his first sack of his career in week number 2 against Patrick Mahomes, but he can get pressure on the quarterback. Good stop here by the special teams unit for Buccaneers. Get them behind the 25, the Eagles.
Shaggy, thank you for this $2 super chat. Says, we ice skating uphill. It feels like that. It feels like that for sure. And Brian S. says 3 and outs piling up.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a ton of... Actually, I shouldn't say that. I think there needs to be more creativity with the offense currently in this game. I'm not talking about the overall microcosm of the season. We saw the end around with Sterling Shepard, but yes, there's still been no screens. The only deep shot they tried to take was the flea flicker. So again, they're trying to get creative, but they haven't thrown the ball down the field that much. You had the 3rd down throw to Chris Godwin Jr. that he dropped. They're letting the Eagles kind of just sit and react to what's going on. Yeah. And the more that you go down, and the Bucs defense hasn't had any answers either, the more that you get behind, the more predictable you're just going to become. Because then the Eagles will say, all right, fine, run the football. Go ahead. Kill all of this clock. But we're talking about 21-3. Could be 28-3 at the end of the half. And the Eagles get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Twan Blow, thanks for the $2 super chat. Says, it's the play calling. This is the Miami defense.
Offense.
I don't know.
Yeah. So remember, he was with Mike McDaniels for a couple of years in Miami there. But I think Mike McDaniels hasn't had success this year. They're 0-3 at the offense, but he's a little bit more creative. When he uses those motions, he's able to get Waddle and Tyreek Hill open with those motions. He's not using the motions the same exact way to get his receivers open like Mike McDaniels does. But there's obviously some influence from the Miami offense since he was there. And also this is a little bit of a spinoff from the Liam Cohen offense last year where he was here, of course, with him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Amazement 717, thanks for the $4.99 super chat, says, okay, fellas, our special teams is a real issue. It's been for a few seasons now. Yeah, they finally figure out the kicker situation, and now all of a sudden it's punting and a lot of different things. So special teams, no doubt about it, is an issue. Who knows how this game turns out if Riley Dixon gets that first punt off? Maybe the Eagles go down and score because they've been doing that a lot. in this game, but I think the way the momentum shifted so quickly, at this point, it was the biggest moment of the game.
And you finally get the return game going with Cam Johnson. We haven't seen that since week number 1, where he won special teams, NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. And you get a good return, but then there's a holding penalty, brings it all the way back and negates that. Just special teams has been a very, very horrible unit for this team so far throughout the first 4 weeks now. You need all 3 phases to play, up to par. They just haven't done it so far.
That was a very interesting run play by the Eagles, because Jalen Hurts faked one way and then turned the other way to hand it off to Saquon Barkley. That was interesting. I hadn't really seen that before. I mean, it kind of feels like the Eagles are just toying with the Bucs. You had the underhand throw for a touchdown. A lot of different things.
Jordan Mailata, left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the league, I think. Second probably behind Tristan Wirfs. But he was a rugby star. He played no football before the Eagles drafted him. He was a project, and look what he's turned into now. Just a tremendous tackle for that team. Third down stop right there by McCollum and Dennis. Second down stop, making a third down.
We have some positivity by Chef Boy Arquise. Thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Says game turns around third quarter. See Philadelphia versus LA last week. Hey, if you want to keep it positive, that's definitely a thing to consider. First and 10 for Philadelphia. A lot of chatter. Got Benjamin Morrison on A.J. Brown.
Ooh, interesting matchup there.
Eagles will run it, though. Saquon gets about 6 yards. And the Eagles are just doing whatever they want to against the Bucs. Looks like a lot of confusion, too. Vita Vea is saying some stuff. Looks like a confused group. Second and 4 for Philadelphia. Don't know how much time is left because it's not on the ticker. And Jalen Hurts is going to head all the way up the field. He slides. Benjamin Morrison pumps into him after. And yet another example of the Bucs being unable to apply pressure. Tyler Lavelle says, can't wait for the pink slip / write-up post episode. Yeah, we will have a Pewter post-game show, win, lose, or draw, to break down everything that happened in this game. It'll probably be on anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour after the game, myself and Scott Reynolds. So Pewter post-game show, we'll break it all down. We'll keep it real as well.
2:21 to go. They're just going to keep draining this clock, too. Like you said, they get the ball back at halftime.
Yeah.
It's not looking good here.
I don't know what Fox's problem is, why they can't get the score bug on.
I think this play, they're going to let it wind down. You can't see the time again, but I think they're going to let it wind down right here. You got 2 minutes.
I think it's the 2-minute warning. Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Nick Rivera says, this is the national TV game, too, right? I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because they got Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady there. So Bucs look good in prime time on Monday Night Football. I know this isn't technically prime time, but it's Fox's America's game of the week. And, yeah, it's been a blowout, so not ideal. Eric says, so begins the 5-game losing streak. I don't know about that, but, before the season, I said I think the Bucs have the capability. They have NFC Championship game potential. I didn't think they were going to make the Super Bowl. This kind of confirms right now that they're not a Super Bowl team, at least not without Mike Evans. With Mike Evans is a little bit different, but I think right now it's safe to say I don't know if they're in the Super Bowl contender category if they're going to get smoked by the Eagles.
Yeah, you hope if they see each other in the playoffs, you gotta have Jalen McMillan back. You have Luke back at right tackle.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, of course, back. So they'll be back at full strength, hopefully, unless more injuries pile up because the injury bug has hit this team pretty hard. But you hope that the next time these two teams see each other, and of course, this game isn't over yet. Anything could happen here. But next time they see each other, you hope Tampa's more healthy than what they are right now, because then you get a true test. You get a true assessment of, can this team go up against the reigning Super Bowl defending champions when they're fully healthy. I think I've seen a lot of fans on X and the media this week. They were very confident about this game, but maybe would have gone a little bit differently if Mike Evans was in the ball game. I'm not making excuses for the Buccaneers. You got to come out, you got to play, no matter who's out there. But if the Buccaneers see them again in the playoffs, kind of like when they won the Super Bowl and they got blown out by the Chiefs, and had the first week loss against the New Orleans Saints, anything could happen, of course, but. Horrible start to this game. They're going to drain out this clock too. I don't know if the Buccaneers offense is going to have any time to do anything if they even get the ball back before the second quarter ends. And then again, they get the ball back. The Eagles get the ball back at the start of the third quarter. If you don't stop them, this could be a 28, then 35.23 ball game. And then there's no way you come back in that game. I would, if I'm Todd Bowles, if that happens, I'm pulling Baker. I'm pulling these guys and just getting ready for next week.
Yeah, not to bring up a sore subject, but this is how Chris Godwin Jr. got hurt. Last season, in kind of a blowout fashion. So
there was 43 seconds left in that game. Dislocates his ankle, had a horrible injury there. Was out for the remainder of the season. Just obviously coming back now, but I'd pull these guys. Just get ready for Seattle. Seattle played on Thursday night, so they've had a few extra days also to get healthy, rest, get ready for that Week 5 matchup.
All right, minute 59 to go. They just came back from the 2-minute warning. It's a screen pass to A.J. Brown. So A.J. Brown finally gets on the board with a reception. It's for negative yards. Tackle made, I think Jacob Parrish. And you have an injured Philadelphia Eagle. That's Steen on the ground, grabbing his leg.
That's the only weak link on that offensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles, right guard Tyler Steen. You never want to see any guy go down, no matter who they are.
No, not at all. And I think the Eagles would have to be forced to use a timeout due to this injury. So the Bucs, again, you don't want to see someone injured. The Bucs can also, I think, maybe save a timeout, but hopefully he can be okay. Cecil, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Says right side of the O-line sucks. Time for new faces. So I'm a little surprised that they didn't go with Dan Feeney on the right side of the offensive line. I'm a little surprised they stayed with Luke Haggard because I thought Elijah Klein played better than Luke Haggard. But they didn't decide that. The only options the Bucs have right now on that right side, they could put in Dan Feeney. They could put in Elijah Klein at guard. Right tackle, really their only other option is Ben Chakuma. And it's risky. He's very raw. It's risky. He's got a pretty high ceiling if he figures it out. But this is a tough stretch with the Seahawks coming up and the Lions in prime time and a couple of tough matchups. So I think you got to stick with Charlie Heck right now. But we'll see. Just a reminder again to everybody. Let me find the image.
There's Tim Burton.
Oh, he's here?
Yeah, he's here. Tim Burton has arrived, everybody.
Timmy, there's people in here crying. We down 21-3. This is the best. This Bucs will lose, but it will be a close game in the second half. All right. Somewhat positive.
Tyler Steen, they're going to the medical tent. Yeah, Fred Pryor coming in now. He came in last week for Lane Johnson when Lane Johnson went down. Now he's going to be put in there at right guard.
Yeah, so he's their swing tackle guy.
Yep. Tyler Steen, I wrote this note down here because in my deep dive on him. His grandfather, he fought in the Vietnam War. His name,
wow.
I want to give him respect, Ronnie M. Davis. And there was a grenade that was thrown, and he jumped on the grenade, and he saved his, his brothers there, and he passed away, but he was awarded the Medal of Honor after that. But he has a very strong military background in his family. But all my respect goes to Ron.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
ultimate
an incredible show of courage.
Yeah.
AJ Brown makes the catch. That'll be a first down for the Eagles with 1:35 to go.
Morrison with a very Benjamin Morrison with a very tough task going up against AJ Brown, but you want those reps. You got to go up against the best wide receivers to get yourself fully into this NFL level.
2 missed tackles by the Bucs.
Yeah,
Barkley's going to head down the field. Tyke Smith makes the tackle very late out of bounds. Saquon says a little something to Tyke Smith. I think the Bucs just got to be pissed right now. They're getting their ass kicked. The Eagles are moving down the field at will. Missed tackle by Levante. Missed tackle by Benjamin Morrison. No, none of the pressure is working. The blitzes aren't working.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has not been rattled at all. And they got out of bounds, so they saved time. I don't know what the hell Saquon's doing, but he just ran all over the place. Antoine Winfield Jr. makes the tackle.
There you go, Antoine. Time keeps ticking. I don't think. Let's see if Todd Bowles calls a timeout. Give his offense one more chance. If there's any time left afterwards.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you're staring down the barrel of at least going down 24-3, maybe even 28-3. I think you got to try to get as many points as you can and can't let a second go by. By the way, we have a $5 super chat from Chase Rick.
Awesome. Thank you, Chase.
Much. Says, every team has a bad game or has bad games, but the special teams needs to be addressed ASAP. It needs to be fixed immediately. And Bucks Basement, thanks for this $2 super chat, says, Bowles is calling a horrendous game. This one, I think the self-scouting is going to be tough for Todd Bowles in this one. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Just hasn't been a good game plan. Josh Broussard hasn't had a good game plan. This is going to be one of those where Todd Bowles says at the podium after the game that we were out-coached. That's my prediction.
I want to watch this. Jacob Parrish going up against Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Real interesting matchup.
Hurts looking. Going to scramble. Hassan Reddick's on him. Not technically a sack, but honestly, the best pressure the Bucs have gotten to Jalen Hurts today.
I didn't know much about Hassan Reddick personally before. I know the whole issue last year with the Jets and all that, but he's been a very good addition to his team. Not just his play on the field, but also his leadership for those young guys in that pass rush room. He's a very calm guy. He has a very calm demeanor. He's just been a really good pickup. He's the perfect Buccaneer kind of edge rusher you want to bring in. The Buccaneers always have that mantra, "I am that man," and he fits that. He fits that "I am that man" mantra.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Hassan Reddick. I know it's not going well right now, but he's a high-effort guy. He can make plays. He had the big play against the Jets last week. He's still giving his all despite the fact that this game's a blowout. He hasn't quit by any means. So,
3rd and 13 here. Stop them. They'll kick the field goal. They'll make it. It'll be 24-3, but it gives you maybe 50 seconds to work.
Yeah. You got to call timeout. Timeout. Where's the timeout?
Call it. You're wasting time. Okay.
Yeah. So Servasi Dennis makes a tackle on Saquon Barkley. That will make it a 4th down. Saquon and Tyke still chatting with each other. And at least the Bucs have been quite successful in this 2-minute situation. Or at this
they're gonna have no timeouts, so the sideline's gonna have to be their best friend there.
Yeah,
but I'll be as aggressive as you possibly can if I'm Josh Broussard. Just go out shooting the second half.
By the way, appreciate Eric for this comment. Says the PR commentary is great even when the Bucs are not playing well. Thank you so much. It's definitely tougher to do when the Bucs are playing like they are today. Unfortunately, not every game can be the dramatic conclusions that it has been. But thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric.
And here's the attempt by Jake Elliott. Kick is good. Eagles extend their lead to 24-3.
All right, no timeouts. Buccaneers have the ball maybe 56 seconds after the return, if there is a return.
Yeah.
Just go out shooting. Just go. Throw everything you have. If you're able to do that, you can make it a 24-10 ball game, just down by 2 touchdowns. And you're not dead yet. You're still in this.
Even some type of score here, even if it's a field goal, could really do wonders for them. And after the game, like I mentioned before, we're going to have a Pewter post-game podcast. Myself and Scott Reynolds recapping everything from this game, what went on, what was said from Todd Bowles and a couple of the players and stuff like that. Then also next week at 4:00, we'll be live, technically 4:05. We'll be live again on this YouTube channel, Pewter Report TV, for the Pewter Game Day show. Bucs against the Seahawks. This one's in Seattle. Going to be a great uniform game. Bucs in their 1976 throwbacks. The Seahawks also in their throwback uniforms, the light blue ones. So join us next week for what will hopefully be a better game played by the Bucs.
Not a good return there by Sean Tucker.
Yeah, it looks like he slipped.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what the Bucs are made of. $53 seconds to go. They are on the 23. Baker looking. He's going to dump it off to Bucky Irving. Can he make the defender miss? DeJean gets pushed out of bounds for about a 4-5 yard play.
If I could pluck any players from this Philadelphia Eagles defense and put them on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it would be Cooper DeJean or Jordan Davis, man. Those are two high character guys, great football players. They give you everything they have. It would be perfect Buccaneers. I wanted Cooper DeJean last year in the draft. Didn't work out, of course, but
yeah, he's a good. I mean, this whole team got great players all over. That's why they're the defending champs. But fun player to watch. Second down for the Bucs. Baker fires, caught by Kadon. He's going to be a little short. Bucs got to scramble. Right. Don't know how much time is left because apparently Fox does not know how to work the score bug.
It's like a high school football game or middle school. It's just
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is the game of the week.
Snap.
Honestly, it's ridiculous. Baker dumps it off to Bucky, who gets tackled for a huge loss. There is a penalty, though, and Bucky looks injured, too.
It might be roughing the passer here. Oh, but Bucky's down.
Oh, not Bucky.
Oh, horrible.
Oh, man. Things go from bad to worse for the Bucs.
Every week losing some starter on offense or defense here.
It is roughing the passer, so the Bucs will get 15 yards.
Brian S. says left shoulder. I want to see the replay here, to see exactly what's going on. It's horrible. It was a high hit by Jalen Carter up on.
I mean, these damn injuries, the Bucs just can't avoid them. Oh, looks like we lost Daniel there for a second. So it's just me. It's my show. I'm just kidding. I'm sure he'll join back on in a second. Sometimes that happens with the technology, but damn. Amazement 717. Thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Says 2026 draft. Linebacker, defensive line, linebacker, defensive tackle, linebacker. Appreciate that. Daniel, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, apparently 22 seconds. That's how much time has come off. Eagles send the blitz. Got a free runner. Throw is high. It's caught by Shepard. Can't get out of bounds, though. Bucs got to go quick. Baker's calling for the spike. They have time. Oh, Jalen Carter tried doing that play again. That's funny.
You got 7 seconds. You just gotta shoot it deep and do something quick, maybe outside, get 5, 7, 10 yards, and then you just gotta do a little pass deep there, Hail Mary, something. This has not gone there.
I'm curious what Chase McLaughlin's range is. I guess not that far. I mean, he can hit from like 57, 58. I don't know how far a field goal right now would be. Honestly, I'm kind of having flashbacks. It was the other side of the field, but that NFC Championship game when everyone thought the Bucs were just trying to get in field goal range, and then Tom Brady went deep to Scotty Miller.
Yeah, working against Patrick King.
I'm kind of with Nicola Legistino, says playing for the. Oh wait, sorry. I thought this is the one I was looking for from Nicola. It says Tasmania deep shot. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, nothing else has worked for the Bucs. It's also 3rd and 4, so yeah, kind of a dicey one. No timeouts.
Tony Khan, screw it. Just throw a Hail Mary. I'm on board. Let's see what this play is. And yeah, 8 seconds left. No timeouts. If you're gonna do something, I'd go outside, hit it on the sideline. Have one final attempt, or put Chase out there for a kick attempt. But
Action Bastard says 4 verts. Yeah, I don't know. You got to get out of bounds. You could like try the Hail Mary and then kick the field goal on 4th down if you don't get the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Which, wow, the Eagles literally are not rushing anyone. Baker tries to go to the sideline to Godwin.
3 seconds left.
That is so funny. I've never seen that before. Like, not one pass rusher. All right, they're going to try Chase McLaughlin.
Oh, I want to see the distance on this one. And hopefully it doesn't get blocked and then they return it for a touchdown. This can actually, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, that's true too.
Very long. His career long 57. I don't know how long this one is, but this would be a 65-yard. So his career long is 57. This would be a 65. He's going to have to give it everything he has with this kick. But when you're kicking from this far behind, also, your trajectory has to be a bit lower.
Yeah.
And Jordan Davis out there on that crew, that special teams unit for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, like Brian S. says, asking for this low kick to get blocked. Yeah, if it's this far, you got to kick a bit lower. And they have a return man all the way back there could possibly bring it back for a touchdown. It's just, this is bad.
This has disaster written all over it. Kick is up. And
did he make it?
Good!
He made it!
It's
Whoa!
good! Chase McLaughlin boots it. And the Bucs get 3 more points. It's 24-6 going into the half.
Wow. There was enough on that. He might have hit it from 70, 75 yards. That was a big booming kick. One positive out of this whole game so far for the Buccaneers.
All right, it's
wow, what a kick. A new record for Chase there. 65 yards.
Bucs had only 99 yards of offense in that first half. Completely dominated by the Eagles, but a little bit of momentum for the Bucs with that field goal. So that was pretty cool. Daniel, more concerned right now with Tampa Bay's offense or Tampa Bay's defense right now, based on what we saw in the first half?
The defense. You got to stop this Philadelphia Eagles offense. And they've just, like you said, they've been able to do whatever they want, whether it's on the ground game or in the air. You got to stop them. You got to get them out, quick 3 and outs for the Philadelphia Eagles offense. And then Baker Mayfield has to get the ball and from here on out, go down the field and score points, whether it's field goals or touchdowns. They're not fully out of this game yet. It makes it 6-24 with that Chase kick, but just I'm very happy that, Chase was able to make it. It was not blocked. he had struggles from week number 1 to week number 2. You know, the first 2 weeks he was able to come back last week, make 5 out of 6 kicks. I don't blame the field goal block on him. That was just Will McDonald making a Troy Polamalu, leap over that line and just blocking it. But special teams is a concern for me right now, besides Chase there and defense more than offense. But offense, they need to turn this around and score points.
I love this comment from Stan Glassman, who says 7 more field goals and we win.
Chase, your leading scorer today.
Amazement says, damn, that kick distance was almost more than what we had on offense. Also, very, very true. Christopher Oxentine says, meaningless points. Baker has been awful. I wouldn't say it's meaningless points. I mean, you want to try to get as close into the game as you possibly can, but it hasn't been that good of a game for Baker. Really hasn't been a good game for anyone on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, offensively or defensively, or even on specialty. Really, Chase McLaughlin's been the only good player in this game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, they are just getting smoked defensively. They have no answers for Jalen Hurts.
None.
They've been okay against the receivers. Like Dallas Goedert's been the guy that's kind of hurt them the most. But Jalen Hurts, he has all time to throw. He's running. He's buying time. He's finding the open guy because he has that extra time. There's been zero pressure by the Bucs until Hassan Reddick late in the second quarter with 58 seconds to go. You can't be waiting that long to finally get a hit on Jalen Hurts. So I hope Todd Bowles is kind of ripping everybody in the locker room right now, because offensively, now it looks like they're going to be out Bucky Irving. Clearly, there's rust going on with Chris Godwin Jr. Emeka Buka's had a drop. A lot of the other receivers haven't really been able to step up and have big moments. And the tight end game has been invisible too. So I'm having a tough time even finding any positives from this first half.
Like you said, Chase has been the only positive. Your leading scorer so far, 6-24. Woodster, insane. Yeah, again, he made it from 65. He probably could have made it from 70, maybe 72, possibly 75. There was so much on that kick, so much power on that kick. And luckily, again, when you're kicking from so far away, the trajectory of the kick has to be low. He was able to get it off cleanly. That's great to see there.
Yeah, for sure.
Low country pirate O-line getting cooked or getting schooled. I agree there. This was my biggest concern heading into the game. That Eagles defensive line versus Buccaneers offensive line. Just they haven't got sacks necessarily on Baker, but just the defensive backs have been playing really tight coverage. Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean playing tremendous games. Been good. Yeah, and the D-line has been creating pressure, but not sacks, luckily for Tampa.
So final stat line through 2 quarters. Baker Mayfield is 12 of 21 for 65 passing yards. So the Bucs just not getting it done at all in the passing game. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Only been sacked 1 time, but there's definitely been some pressure. Bucky Irving is leading the Bucs with 7 rushing attempts for 29 yards. Rashad White 2 for 7. He'll certainly get more reps in that second half. Sterling Shepard, 1 reception for 6 yards. 1 rush for 6 yards. They did the end around with him. Emeka Buka, 2 catches, 19 yards. Bucky Irving, 3 catches, 12 yards. So the longest play today was Emeka Buka for 18 yards for Tampa Bay. It's just been very difficult sledding, trying to throw the football. Really just move the football, but really trying to throw the football. And remember, that last drive as well, Bucs were helped out with a 15-yard roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah.
Penalty yards is really how they've been able to move the ball in this game. Remember, there was the taunting penalty on Cooper DeJean for doing the AI step over. So penalties have really been the only reason the Bucs have scored. And then for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts is 15 of 16. 15 of 16. There's been 1 incomplete pass. He has 130 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also the leading rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles. He has 4 attempts for 42. Saquon, 7 of 18. And A.J. Dillon, 1 for 11. So again, when it comes to actual designed running plays for the running backs, the Bucs have done a good job. But when Jalen Hurts can improvise and decide to scramble and run when he wants to, that's been the biggest issue for this game. And then receiving wise, Saquon's had a lot more of an impact there. He has 4 catches for 31 yards. Dallas Goedert actually leads the Eagles, 4 receptions, 37 yards, and both touchdowns in this game. Devontae Smith, the pedestrian, 2 catches for 29 yards. A.J. Brown, 2 catches for 7 yards. So they haven't even needed their top wide receivers. And then Zach Bond has the lone sack for Philadelphia in this game. So there's your stat line for everybody. Speaking of stats, everybody, if you're not already doing so, make sure you download the Splash Sports app. We have the Survivor Pool going on Splash Sports. The quick picks I'm doing every single week. Pewter Picks and Props is brought to you by Splash Sports as well. I do the Bucs game every week, the spread, over, under, some player props. I also do a Monday Night Football show. Well, the show is earlier in the day, but it's for Monday Night Football. We got 2 games this week. Also do it for Thursday Night Football in the NFL and college football on Saturday. That's on our YouTube channel, Pewter Report TV. Those are mostly reels, and the Bucs one is like an official YouTube video. But Splash Sports, you can join over 2.5 million people playing on Splash Sports, the home for Survivor, Pick'em, and Quick Picks. Whether you want to create your own contest with friends or take a shot at life-changing prize pools, Splash Sports has you covered. They have different tournaments, prizes throughout the whole season. Like they just did Bloody Survivor where you pick 2 teams. So it's not just like a beginning of the season type of thing. You can join contests every single week and set up different contests with your friends whenever you want. And turn $20 into $1,000 with the best multipliers in daily fantasy sports. If you think you've got what it takes, prove you're the sharpest fan in Bucs Nation and download the Splash Sports app, joining their various leagues, pools, and quick picks. So shout out to Splash Sports. Get their quick picks in. I made mine before, along with some of my prop bets, but we appreciate Splash Sports. Make sure you go and download the app. Get to a couple more comments. Sashley says, release Riley Dixon at halftime. Punters can't take 3 to 5 business days to kick the dang ball. He's got a slow relief. He's got a slow delivery and everything. And, it really showed up in that first one.
Matt, if they didn't block the Eagles, if they didn't block the punt early on in the game, the first drive for the Buccaneers, do you think this game's a little bit different right now overall? Obviously, the score would have been different, but do you think the Buccaneers might have been ahead or been more, in contention this game? How do you feel?
I think the game would have been closer. It would be tough to say that the Bucs would be ahead just with how the Eagles have looked offensively. But, maybe we're looking at 21-6 versus 24-6. And then we're talking about still technically a 2-score game with some 2-point conversions and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that it happened so early and the Bucs immediately went down 7-0. I mean, that was the first drive of the game. It really, I feel it mixed up the energy a lot.
Yeah.
Game. So
I agree.
And Cincy Kid says, at least Chase McLaughlin showed up. Week 2 Bucs fans wanted him to be released. Yeah, I mean, Chase McLaughlin looks back to normal. That's really the lone positive that I think we can all have from this group. Lakeside Carpentry says, we can't get to the quarterback on defense. Hurts has all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, defensively wise for the Bucs, that's the biggest thing right then and there is that Jalen Hurts has all day. And all day to scramble, all day to do a lot of different things. They are toying with the Bucs, with the Eagles offense against the Bucs defense. And then the Bucs offense hasn't been able to sustain drives. So you're talking about a tired Bucs group that can't take the ball away. And the Bucs have had a couple of 3-and-outs. It's been ugly on both sides. It's complimentary football in all the worst ways.
Hurts passing. He's passing behind the best offensive line in football, and the Buccaneers can get no pressure. Even with the blitzes early on, just nothing on Jalen Hurts. It doesn't matter if you have, Bryce Young at quarterback. If you give your quarterback all day to throw, they're going to pick you apart.
Jameel Jones says, cycle the running back. Well, we're going to see a lot more of Sean Tucker now. with Rashad White as the main back. And we'll see how long Bucky is out for. I don't know. Maybe he comes back. Who knows? But that was always my concern with Bucky Irving is he's a smaller guy. He's going to get hit a lot. I don't know if he could play for an entire 17-game season. And we'll see. Hopefully he's able to bounce back and play in this game. But
that's my concern also with Tez Johnson, just, the lightest player ever drafted. Just
right.
One of my concerns there. We've seen Tank Dell with the Houston Texans often injured. He's out this year as well. He had like a dislocated knee, torn ACL as well. Just these lighter guys can't make it through an entire season. And right there we see Bucky go down. Hopefully it's not a severe injury. Hopefully he's able to come back pretty soon. But you never want your top rusher out. But they do have a very good backfield behind him with Rashad White. Obviously, he was the starter for the past few years before Bucky came in, and he lost the job last year. Of course, you have Josh Williams with Sean Tucker, Q's44. I know Q's44 loves Sean Tucker there. But you got Josh Williams too. He's inactive today, but he might be active next week. Now we don't know what's going on with the Bucky Irving situation, but he's a guy again who the Buccaneers really like. Jason White, friend of the program, he said he's going to be turning heads during training camp and preseason, and maybe we get a little bit of Josh Williams next week. We never know. He can help out in the return game as well. Yeah,
that's very, very true. Matt Loshman says if the Bucs win this one in the final minute, the post game will be lit. It absolutely will be.
That'd be wild.
And hopefully we get to that situation where we're talking about a Buccaneers win. I'll plug it again. We will have the Pewter post game show, Bucs vs. Eagles post game podcast, taking place half an hour to an hour after the Bucs game is done. Scott Reynolds will be on with me. Scott will be live from Raymond James Stadium. I'll be right here in this office, the studio, for the post-game podcast. So we'd love to see all of your opinions, reactions. Hopefully we're talking about a Bucs win, an epic Bucs comeback. But either way, we'll talk about the game. So it looks like we're about to start the third quarter as they show Kevin Burkhardt and TB12, Tom Brady, former Bucs Super Bowl winning quarterback, in this game. Tom knows a thing or two about comebacks. So
yeah, Matt, you're talking about Tom Brady and comebacks. Remember in 2021, the year after the Super Bowl for the Buccaneers, in the playoffs against the LA Rams, that was a horrible start for the Buccaneers. I can't recall the exact score, but they were down like 3 touchdowns. They came back in the game, and in the very few final seconds, Todd Bowles, he sent an all-out blitz, and Matthew Stafford was able to hit Cooper Kupp down the field working against Antoine Winfield Jr., but this is a 60-minute ball game. This team never gives up. Same thing as the Eagles. They never give up. That's why football is fun. Anything can happen. So let's see what happens.
Very true.
They're going to kick off here, but can the defense get a stop? Give the ball to Baker Mayfield. Can the offense score some points?
Why is the clock thing still messed up for Fox? Like, what the hell is going on? You're a $1 billion production company. That's really going to annoy me, but whatever. But yeah, that I know it's a tough one for Bucs fans because they ultimately did lose the game, but that was a crazy comeback.
And I think a Buccaneers versus Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl, the Buccaneers might have gone back-to-back if that was going to
be because they would have beat the 49ers, would have been a home game for Tampa against San Fran, and then, I think they would have beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Imagine JPP, Shaq Barrett, all those guys working against the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. They would have looked like Super Bowl 55 all over again when they faced Patrick Mahomes.
Scott Federico, a very valued Pewter Report YouTube channel member, a platinum member, says, I'm trying to super chat but can't because I am in Italy and YouTube won't let me. Enjoying the show, guys. That field goal was the beginning of the comeback. Go Bucs. And as we read that, the Bucs get a tackle for a loss. Servase Dennis on Saquon Barkley. So, Scott, thanks for watching the show. Hopefully you're enjoying Italy. And even if the Bucs don't come back, you can still have a great time in Italy and maybe forget about how the Bucs played in the first half. But, maybe you'll provide a boost for them and they will start playing better in this second half. But thank you for the comment.
Scott Federico, if you get a chance, go to Florence, Italy. It's a beautiful place. I don't know if you've been able to go there, Matt. It's stunning.
I've been to the Amalfi Coast. I haven't been to Florence, but I've been to the Amalfi Coast, and I absolutely loved it. So definitely want to get back to Italy, but enjoy your time for sure. Second down, the Bucs bring some pressure. Logan Hall almost had Jalen Hurts, but Vita Vea cleans it up.
There we go. Logan on a contract year, helping out his guy Vita Vea, set him up for a sack.
A
That's
little air
positive.
guitar, maybe, from Vita Vea. That's the first sack of the year for Vita Vea, and a very important third down for the Bucs if they can start this half with a 3-and-out.
3rd and 22. Yep, great start so far here for the Buccaneers defense in the second half. Get the stop here.
They're going to wave the white flag. The Eagles, that is. All right, don't do anything stupid. Play's done. No extra penalties. Yeah. Okay, great job by this Bucs defense. 3-and-out to start, setting the tone for the second half.
I'm surprised the offense for Kevin Pachulla's offense wasn't a bit more aggressive. They're just, like you said, waving the white flag, just giving up there on 3rd and 22. You could have done something like screenplay. Nope, they decide, let's just run it for a gain of, 2 yards? Now it's Buccaneers football.
Yeah. Man will be on to punt. I think it's only the second forced punt by Tampa Bay in this game. A booming kick. Cameron Johnson makes the catch. He'll have a return. He makes a couple of players miss.
Oh.
Cameron Johnson to the 40, to midfield.
Keep
beats
going.
the punter. Cameron Johnson to the Eagles 40, setting the Bucs up with great field position. And like he did against the Atlanta Falcons in week 1, providing a spark for this team when they really, really need it.
Wow. Those are a type of momentum plays right there. The Buccaneers got the stop on defense. Now a huge return by Cameron Johnson, again, who won Special Teams Player, NFC Special Teams Player of the Week in week number 1. Can the Buccaneers rally back in this game?
No penalty. No penalty.
That's always a scare, right? After a positive play.
Yeah, it sucks like when there's a big play in any game and you're just waiting for the announcer has to go, there are no flags on the field. Nicola says, we never doubted special teams. There's a lot to doubt, but not Cameron Johnson. An excellent start to the third quarter.
Now the Bucs offense has to capitalize on that great start. They can't go 3 now here. You got to score points if you want to be able to come back into this ball game.
Absolutely.
Dan Glassman, I keep getting my Johnsons confused. Hey, got Cameron Johnson, got Tez Johnson.
Yeah, they're both tiny guys that play wide receiver and return punts.
One's 15-19, pretty close there as well.
Yeah.
Tez was wearing the 83, the Vincent Jackson 83, changed, of course, to 15, taking Jalen McMillan's number. Jalen is now 11, right? I believe he went back to Washington number. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Emeka Buga changed from 9 to 2. So yeah, there's a lot of musical chairs with the uniforms.
Felix Smith, Cam Johnson, dog. Yep.
Daniel Gomez says the Johnsons need to have the initial in front of their names. I think they might. Because people are saying that because Cameron Johnson, now that he's number 19, Bucs fans that had Keyshawn Johnson jerseys can break those out again because it just says K. Johnson on the back with number 19. Diesel Roche, I was thinking about this too, says shout out to Teddy Bridgewater on the Progressive Backups commercial. Yeah, that came on a ton yesterday as I was watching college football. I was like, you know what? Good for Teddy Bridgewater. Both quarterbacks off the Bucs making some money on these commercials. So good for them.
Baker has a Popeyes commercial also with Vita Vea. Getting back into that commercial swing of things. Making some side money.
Yeah, Better Mayfield, I believe, is the marketing pitch for all of that. Mr. Wright one says the score bug on Fox is terrible. I agree. It looks stupid. It looks like you're watching a 1975 game or 1976 throwback creep school uniforms. That's what it looks like with the score. I don't know how. Like, you're 4 games in. How is this an issue? Oh, Bucky Irving's back in the game. That's a good sign.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Great run to the left about. Well, not great run, but
Yeah.
great game back. About 2-3 yard gain there. Cam Johnson set this team up in the Philadelphia's 40. So great, just again, great field advantage here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. You got to capitalize with a touchdown, not a field goal.
12 minutes to go in this game. Bucs trail 24-6, but trying to fight back into this. Might be a situation where if it is a fourth down at some point, they may have to go for it. As Buca makes a catch for a short gain, quickly tackled by Mitchell. Let's set up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, if they scored a touchdown here too, I'd be aggressive and go for 2, not go for 1.
Yeah.
Get a 14-24 ball game.
I agree there. Guru Kawab says, wish Grizz would call more pony packages in this game. Yeah, we haven't seen that at all. It was so effective last year. 5 seconds on the play clock. Baker barking out some calls. Looking to throw. Oh, Abuka gets smoked on the play and dropped as well. Not the cleanest game for Emeka Abuka.
You can go for the field goal here. Makes it a 9-24. But Baker, I think he's staying on the field. He's waving off the kicker, I believe. He's going to stay out there? Yeah. Unless they're going to try to get them to jump off sides. But I like this. Be aggressive.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you got to go for it.
Yeah.
24-9 doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Bucs will go for it.
Is he trying to get them to jump off sides, or are they actually
Eagles send a blitz. Bucs protect it well. Nobody's open. Baker's going to scramble. He's running out of room. Oh, it's incomplete. Shepard can't make the catch. Shepard's looking for a penalty. There is not one. It's turnover on downs for Tampa Bay.
I think that was the right thing to do, go on 4th down again. The kick would have made it 9-24, but you got to score touchdowns. And Sterling Shepard was the intended target there. Working against Ringo just didn't work out, but I like the play call.
Could have been a penalty.
I see everybody here saying
a little bit of an early tackle. Man, the Bucs just cannot get this passing game going today.
No. Everybody seems to agree here. You have defensive pass interference. There's no call. So
Shepard was tackled a little bit earlier.
Jay Klein letting Philadelphia absolutely mug our wide receivers. They've been playing incredibly tight coverage. It's been hard to get the ball to anybody. No separation from the wide receivers for the most part. That makes it really hard for your quarterback. That's what happens when, of course, Mike Evans out of the game. Teams aren't focused on him. They can focus on whoever they want.
Yeah, it just shows how important Mike Evans is, to this team. His absence is certainly, felt based on what's been going on in this game.
Eagles secondary somehow amazing, Nikolai says.
They've been
I
balling.
wasn't too concerned about the DBs coming into this game. I know Cooper Jean is good and Quinyon Mitchell, they're both tremendous players, but I wasn't too scared about the backfield. I was more scared about the inside linebackers and the defensive line, but the defensive backs have been playing incredible.
Free subtitles AI says, pass interference. It could have been. I wouldn't have been like, that's a bad call if the refs threw it. Hasn't been the best game for Josh Grizzard, but I think for anyone to be like, he's awful, he's terrible, like, okay, well, what about the first 3 games where he looked pretty good? So I agree with AJ Constas, who says we need to catch the football.
Yeah. Catch the football, but also create separation on these routes. Tim Burton clearly PI, but I guess we not a good a team to get that call.
I mean, the Bucs have been helped out with some calls. There was roughing the passer,
the taunting,
taunting. It goes back and forth. I think the officiating's been better today than it was last week.
Yeah. last week felt like that game was going to go on for forever.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
All right, Bucs defense. It's on you again. Get the stop here. 3-0.
They're going to run it with Hurts.
QB keep there.
Slides. Russell Wilson's back in the game for the Giants. I guess Jackson Dart got hurt. Damn.
Oh, Dart get hurt? Okay.
Well, I saw Malik Neighbors got hurt. Unfortunately, it looks like he tore his ACL, so he's going to be out for the year. But, yeah, I don't know why Russell Wilson's in.
Malik Neighbors, yeah, torn ACL.
Maybe we'll see Jameis.
Uh-oh. Jamel Dean down here getting helped out by trainers.
Ah, jeez.
Limping off.
Rolf Steinbauer says, so we have Wirfs and Godwin back. So what? This team looks awful. I think they're going to look better as the season goes on. I think this can be chalked up to a bad game. It's not an indictment of who the Bucs are as a team.
Since the Eagles' Week 4 loss last year, they've only lost one other game. I can't remember exactly what week, but they're a tremendous team that this Tampa Bay Buccaneers, teams go up against. And obviously, the reigning Super Bowl champions. And you're not at 100%. You never want to make any excuses, but this team isn't at 100%. That's a fact there. And I think they just came out too flat. The energy was too flat. We thought that the heat might be an issue for the Philadelphia Eagles offense and defense, especially those big boys on the defensive line. Just hasn't been a real problem for them. They've been able to do on offense for the most part, especially in the first half, whatever they want to do with this Buccaneers defense. It's just not the game that I thought it was going to be a bit closer than what this is right here. I thought the Buccaneers could have had a chance to, the game's still not over, but to pull it off. That doesn't look like it's going to be the case. I see a lot of hate for Grizz, Josh Grizzard here. I saw some fans earlier want Liam Cohen back. The Buccaneers.
I like this comment. I like this comment from Drake Westfall. It says, our new jerseys need to be body cast. Rashad West says, just no easy plays for Baker. Everything seems forced.
Yes.
Yeah, no one's been able to get open. Like the Eagles have players wide open when Jalen Hurts is thrown to them. That's not been the case. Everything's been tight windows for Baker. So. Yeah, not getting it done on third down either.
Tim Ford says, come on, guys. Giving Eagles too much credit. This team is ill-prepared and unprofessional with their approach. I think they're getting outplayed and outcoached today. It's
a combination.
Offense, defense, it's a combination of all that.
And then the question has to be asked, too, because let's remember, the Bucs, while they were 3-0, the combined record of the opponents that they played against is 1-8. Now you go up against a 3-0 team. This is a true test to, prove that you can hang tough with the best in the league, and you're down 24-6.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts drops back on 2nd and 3, throwing deep down the field, looking for Brown. It is incomplete. Benjamin Morrison in coverage because, as we just mentioned, Jamel Dean went off to the sidelines with trainers. Yeah, that one was tough. Surprisingly, Dennis would have been in no man's land anyway when he had to cover Saquon, but then also with Hurts running. But not great. 8-10 on the blitz for Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. Tyke Smith goes in free. Nice play by Tyke Smith. Forces him to throw early. Looks like he tipped it as well. And then Benjamin Morrison was able to be there anyway, even if the ball was caught. So
his defense in second half stepping up their game.
They have
offense. Hasn't been able to do anything. Great tip.
Stops.
Man, Tyke Smith has been really, really good this year.
He has. He's been one of their best players. There's no question. Problem, too, is now that the Eagles have seen Cameron Johnson have some good returns, they're not going to kick it to him. Just kick it out of bounds. At least that's what I would be saying, is just kick it out of bounds. Even at this point, a touchback is probably more suitable than allowing Cameron Johnson to return it. Whether that works too.
Yeah, they're not going to let him.
Stan Glassman, staying positive, says, let's go. Get a TD offense.
Mm-hmm.
Rux's reviews. Where's the pony? That's what I want to know. Now, it's a little bit tougher now because you're down 24-6. You need to score. But there's been no pony package today. I don't like it.
They replayed that Quinyon Mitchell, Chris Godwin, the drop that he had there. Just such great coverage by Mitchell. It's hard. Your first game back and you're getting covered that way. So, tight. There's nothing he can really do. Chris Godwin put his hand up to catch it. But again, Quinyon Mitchell with a little veteran move, putting his hand down, making it very difficult to catch if he was able to get it. But obviously incompletion there.
Baker firing deep down the field for Ibuka. He's got it. Ibuka's going to take it the distance to the house, and it's a quick strike for Tampa Bay.
Just standing there. Wow.
Touchdown, Bucs. That was desperately needed for this team.
Wow.
Emeka Ibuka reaches the end zone. Wow. Finally, they take a shot down the field, and Emeka Ibuka gives the Bucs their first touchdown of the game.
Perfectly placed ball as well by Baker Mayfield. What a throw, what a catch. 4th career touchdown so far. We're 4 weeks in. 4th career touchdown for Emeka Ibuka. He's off to such a hot start. Definitely Rookie of the Year candidate. The Buccaneers decided to go for 1 instead of 2 here. Makes it a 13-26 ball game. But working against both safeties, Reed Blankenship and the rookie Makuba out of Texas. What a throw on the run by Baker Mayfield. What a catch. Wow.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, folks.
Yeah.
Andrew says, Rookie of the Year.
Dude, he's so good. Todd Bowles said this week, they don't even look at him like if he's a rookie. This guy's playing out there like a veteran. A Chris Godwin Jr. clone.
J5 Studios says, let's frackin' go. Q44 says, we got a game.
Yeah.
Tim Burton says, let Tampa score. That was a 77-yard catch and run. And I love that they went bootleg there, because that's another thing. Baker's been running a lot more in the pocket. One way you can avoid that is a little like bootleg type of situation, and then he went deep down the field. So King Reckless says, I told y'all, stop being mad about it. Believe in the team. We can do this.
Emeka Ibuka now 8 targets, 4 receptions, 101 yards, a touchdown. He's averaging 25.3 yards per catch here. Wow.
Yeah. And his first game.
He's the wide receiver 1.
His first game with over 100 receiving yards. Now, of course, a lot of that came on, that big play. Also, an injury update. This is from Scott Smith, the Bucs team reporter. Cornerback Jamel Dean has an injury to his hip and groin and is questionable. Rashad Wisdom also has a quad injury, and he is out. So Dean is questionable. Rashad Wisdom is out.
J5 Studio says, I'm glad Tim Burton is here now.
Yeah.
Tim Burton, you have to be here. Tim Burton gives the Buccaneers some good luck. So
help the momentum.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time. 9:51 to go in this game. If the Bucs defense continues to play like it has in the second half, who knows? Jamil Jones wants to know who's in after Dean. That'll be Benjamin Morrison, who has had a little bit of playing time. So it's not like he's completely new to playing in this defense, which is good.
There he is, Emeka Ibuka, potentially the Rookie of the Year on offense.
That'll help. He's got some highlight plays. One-handed catch last week. This big catch and run this week.
I don't know if you saw on X, there was a video. It was like This dude's only played 3 games. He already has a highlight reel.
Oh, big run for the Eagles. They get it to the 40s, so not ideal. Yeah, 9:44 to go in the third quarter. Bucs trying to mount a comeback. Now it's on the defense,
which has had very good stops against the Eagles offense in the second half. Does that continue here? And if that does, Baker Mayfield get the ball again and go and do exactly what he just did on that last drive there. Go get us touchdown. What a beautiful ball.
Just got in front. Imperial 13, thanks for the $2 super chat, says LFG with a bunch of exclamation points and then number 2 for Emeka Ebuka. $37 points have been scored in this game. So we're getting close to that over as well for those that have taken the over. They're going to blitz Benjamin Morrison. Oh, nice play by Hassan Reddick.
Ooh, in coverage.
Hassan Reddick with the PBU. Doing a little bit of everything in this game.
The Atlanta Falcons just increased their lead against the Washington Commanders, go up 24-13. If they win, they're 2-2 on the season. Let's see how this turns out for the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, no matter what, will still have the lead, even if they lose here. But
yeah, and they have that very important tiebreaker as well.
Yeah.
All right, 2nd and 10. Hurts is going to pull it. Nice job by. Oh, come on!
Are you serious? What?
That is dookie.
Jalen Hurts is acting right now. He's playing that up.
Jalen Hurts slid last second. He's a runner at that point. What are we talking about? He slid.
He's a runner. Yeah. He hit him with his shoulder. He didn't hit him high. Let me see the replay.
Yeah, he hit him in the shoulder. That's not a penalty.
Shoulder. They cannot. You can't get away with that. I don't know. We have to find the referees. We have to find the officials if that stands, if that continues. Wow. That was a clean play, 100% clean. That's football right there. Quarterback out of the pocket. He's a runner. They're not going to reverse it.
Boo!
No, come on.
Boo!
What?
That's awful.
That's a horrible call there.
That's awful. That's no wait, no, they didn't call it.
Okay, so no penalty. Okay, there we go.
All right, we're good.
All right. Wow.
We're good.
Okay, good.
Bucs have Hassan Reddick as a spy. I like that. And they get to Jalen Hurts. It's another sack for Tampa Bay. This defense has come alive in the second half. Bucs are going to get the ball back again.
Look at the Bucs DBs too, playing great coverage. Zion going up against A.J. Brown. The rookie Benjamin Morrison going up against Devontae Smith. Nowhere for Jalen Hurts to go. You got the big boy Vita Vea coming in for the sack. Another great stop for this Buccaneers defense. You love to see it.
An epic game for Vita Vea. A tremendous turnaround by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, I think his foot was on the line.
Yeah, it's going to be down at the 4.
Anyway.
Are they going to count it? Yeah.
Laura of Lucas, thanks for this $2 super chat, says at least one official seeing the plays correctly. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But I'm glad they talked about it and then picked it up. All right, Bucs set up shop. Down 24-13. They can make it a one-possession game.
J5 Studios, wake up, Tampa. Wake up. This Buccaneers offense needs to wake up. Continue. The last drive had the Emeka Ebuka touchdown on the run. Do the same exact thing he just did there. Score a touchdown. Make it a 20-24 ball game.
The fact that they scored so quick is the big thing right now. So they're going to start with a run with Bucky Irving, who fights his way for about 4 to 5 yards. Not a bad run by Bucky. And yeah, even a field goal here makes it a one-possession game. You certainly want the touchdown because then you can go ahead. And then you can go for 2 and make it a field goal game. So,
my wife in the comments here, Diana. Great reaction, Matt and Danny. Love the coverage. I love you. Thank you for all you do for me.
Thank you so much for watching the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Stan Glassman, decent officiating today. Yeah, I'm glad they picked up that penalty there. Would have been a real horrible call if it would have stood.
Bucky Irving finding a way. Oh, no. Did Bucky fumble it?
Oh,
Bucky fumbled it. Baker saying he's down. Oh, Bucky. Had that crucial fumble last season against Atlanta. Fighting for every single yard. Was he down? Does the hand count?
Well, the hand, the wrist. The hand is down. The wrist is down. Does that have to be an elbow?
I don't know the rules. Also, he's like folded in half at the same time. He might be down. I don't. Does the hand count?
The knee is down. The knee's down. I believe the knee is down. They have to slow down. I think it's the left knee. Look at the ankle get rolled up on. Oof.
God damn. He's got two hands down.
Yeah.
2 hands equal 1 knee.
I think the knee. That angle's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Bucky's going to be beat up after this game, which is why you should have a rotation at running back, and they just don't do it.
They folded him kind of like an on the ground Batista bomb or something. He's absolutely folded.
Yeah.
His ankle.
Bucky's okay, I think.
Yeah, he's able to walk off. He has the wrist down. He has the other hand down. I think the knee might be down. We just need a better angle, but if they call this a fumble, that's a huge momentum loser, momentum loss for the Buccaneers, who are trying to rally back, make this maybe a 20-24 ball game. The ankle is I don't like looking at that, fully twisted.
Yeah, it's a sight for sore eyes for sure.
The knee is down. I think the knee.
I think he's down.
I think the knee is down. He's angry. He's throwing the helmet to there, but
some people are saying hip drop tackle.
Oh yeah, they banned the hip drop tackle as well.
Looks like it's Eagles ball.
Wow, what a.
And that's the Bucs' first turnover of the year. Bucky Irving fumble. So yeah, tough break for the Bucs. They get all the momentum with a big third down stop, a sack again, but unfortunately this drive stalls. Relatively.
I thought the left knee was down. Wow. Look at the field position now for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try to hold them to a field goal, still make it a 2-possession game. Still a long way to go. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah.
They're going to run it with Saquon. Feels like the Bucs, the Bucs finally got that momentum, but the wind might be out of their sails just a little bit after that.
They're riding on this high. Yeah, the Emeka Buka touchdown. Yeah, the Vita Vea sack. Get the Eagle offense off the field, and then man, I'm pretty sure I want to see better angles, but man, I thought his knee was down. Definitely the wrist, definitely the hand. I thought the knee was down, but it is what it is. Game continues.
Saquon runs it again on second down. Eagles being a little more conservative in the second half. Oscar Ordonia says, just killed the whole Bucs momentum. It really did. It really did. The Bucs are riding high. They were fighting. They were getting right back in this game. But they do have a chance to limit the Eagles to a field goal, which pretty much puts the Bucs in the same exact position.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing. You still need 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so really just a little less time.
Yeah.
But anyway, 3rd and 5. Let's see if Tampa Bay can continue this great run in the second half defensively.
I don't like how far off these DBs are playing on the outside.
Hurts is going to run. Anthony Nelson's in pursuit.
Major Nelson. He's short, definitely.
Looks like the rest are saying he's short, but as we know, the Eagles have a particular play that they like to do on 3rd and 4th and inches.
He's short. The ball comes out of his hands. Yeah, but here is probably tush push time.
The problem, too, is Yaya Diaby just kind of went all out and then wasn't able to get to him. So once he rolled outside, there was no outside contain. Looks like they gave the Eagles
the first
yeah,
down.
they gave the Eagles the first down.
I don't know what's going on with the officiating now.
Yeah.
That was short. No challenge, nothing by Todd Bowles also.
Yeah, I think you gotta. I mean, honestly, even if he was an inch short, you got the tush push on the next play. It's like I don't know if you want to risk a challenge.
You could
potentially lose a timeout for a play that they could potentially just get on the next play. All right, 2nd and 7. Eagles have pretty much just been running the football.
But now Jalen's an empty right here, but.
Yep, he's going to run right up the middle. Slides. He meets Tyke Smith again.
It's going to be short here unless they give him the first down, but should be about.
Yeah, but either way, it'll be 3rd and inches.
Yeah. The Bucs have stopped the tush push a few times with Vita Vea.
Yeah.
They signed Desmond Watson. He's not, playing today, of course, but they signed him to the practice squad. Maybe in the future, in the playoffs, maybe have Desmond Watson and Vea line up each other to stop a tush push. That's going to be, Tyke down.
Ah, man. Tyke Smith has been playing so well for this team.
Remember against the Texans, had that beautiful sack where he pushed off the running back with his shoulder and just got straight
off of Dare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Hassan Reddick has a stinger and is being evaluated for a concussion. He is questionable. And
now Tyke.
As we're watching on the screen, and Jamel Dean has been ruled out. So the Bucs are legitimately dropping like flies. Dropping like flies, I say. Lovell's calling it a
just push time.
Hospital game.
Oh, no.
They're going to run it with Saquon.
And that's a touchdown.
Walk into the end zone. It's a touchdown, Eagles. That makes it 30-13, and never say never, but pretty much puts it out of reach. And yeah, they faked the tush push. Honestly,
I was thinking about it. Yeah, when I was watching the film this week, would they run like some kind of fake off the tush push and they do it there? But this all goes back to the Bucky Irving fumble, which again, I don't think it was a fumble. He might have had his left knee down, and that would have changed this whole situation right now.
Kick by Elliott is good. Eagles now lead 31-13. And they very much capitalize on the fumble by Bucky Irving.
Yeah, Ross says here, don't blame Bucky. I don't blame Bucky, man. I don't even think that's a fumble. I think he got his knee down, but they called it a fumble. And even that Jalen Hurts scramble where he lost the ball, they gave them the first down there too.
Sam Glassman with a interesting point says every one of their trick plays are touchdowns. Kind of true.
A little shuffle pass at the beginning of the game also.
Yeah. I also agree with Tim Ford. It says, why are we wearing Bucky out? It's been all Bucky and very little Rachaad White. I don't particularly understand it, especially this early in the season. Diesel Roche says, I don't know what's what anymore when it comes to these refs. One thing I do know, though, is if you need a place to go to watch some football, whether it's the Bucs or after the Bucs play for the 4:00 games, the spot to go to is over at Walk-Ons. There's 3 in the Tampa Bay area, 1 in Westland Chapel, another in Lakeland, and a 3rd in Midtown Tampa, not far from Raymond James Stadium, about like 5 minutes away. They have great appetizers, awesome food, a wide range of drink offers, including some kickoff cocktails like Walk-On's Whiskey Sour, Player's Punch, and Strawberry Mule. So if you want to have a great atmosphere to watch the games, check out Walk-On's in one of their 3 locations. Looks like there's a holding penalty on Tampa Bay on the return from Sean Tucker, which did not even go that far in the first place.
Yeah, that's an obvious hold there, right, Devin Cope?
Bucs go play action. Rachaad White is in the game. Baker fires deep down the field looking for Godwin Jr. and goes incomplete. I don't think Godwin really saw it either. Quiet game for Chris Godwin, who was getting pulled on. I mean, that is as much of a penalty as you'll see in this league. So that's disappointing by the referees. How do you miss that one? Yeah, it's a tough one. Looks like Tez Johnson's in the game. Rachaad White makes the catch. Lowers the shoulder. Gets hit pretty hard.
That's a first.
Yeah. There's Mike Evans.
Unfortunately, in street clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might miss maybe one more game, maybe 2 games after this. They didn't put him on IR, so that's always a good sign, right?
Yeah.
He might get him before or 4.
Yeah, I'm shocked they didn't call that penalty when Chris Godwin went down the field.
Horrible missed call.
Bucs go 12 personnel with 2 tight ends.
Not much, in about 4.
Oh. Problem is they might have to start getting one-dimensional because they need several scores. And the way that the Eagles, while they have not been as good in the second half, their offense is very slow, methodical, prodding. It'll be a run with Saquon, run with Jalen Hurts, and they'll just do that over and over and over and carve out a ton of time.
Demond Murphy, horrible officiating. I agree. That was a holding penalty right there by Quinyon Mitchell.
Baker trying to buy some time in the pocket. Throws down the field for Bucky Irving. He's got it. Bucky taking it all the way. Irving to the house. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Another big shot by the Bucs. And Irving is in the end zone. The big play Bucs going deep.
Wow. He's going against Jahan Campbell, the rookie at Alabama, who he has been one of the best. I think PFF has him ranked as the best defensive rookie so far this year. Just a mismatch there working against him. And wow, touchdown, huge touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now with that kick, it's made 20-31 ball game. We still have a ball game. It's been ugly.
Yeah.
They're still in it.
They are still very much in it. And Bucky Irving making up for his fumble or lack of fumble that was called a fumble on the last drive. So big time play for Bucky Irving and Baker Mayfield. Pretty wild. Pretty wild what just went on right there. The Bucs have played so much better in this second half.
On offense, defense, and special teams, all 3 phases.
Yeah.
A lot better in the second.
Absolutely true. Let's look at the stats real quick. For your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield is now 16 of 28 for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. So if you took some of the prop bets on Pewter Picks and Props, that hit. Bucky Irving, 10 for 38 as a rusher. Rashad White, 3 of 11. Sterling Shepard, 1 of 6. Emeka Egbuka leading Tampa Bay in receiving, 4 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. Bucky Irving now 4 catches for 84 yards and that touchdown. The 2 big plays for the Bucs, Egbuka of 77 yards and Bucky Irving 72 yards. So Bucs have some momentum as they try to get a stop on the Eagles. The Bucs aren't going quietly, which you can certainly respect. Ashley says, Grizzard doesn't know tight ends can catch a pass. Are we really going to complain after the Bucs just scored a 70-yard touchdown? Who the hell cares who gets the ball if they're scoring? I mean, my goodness, come on.
Just be happy the Bucs are still in the game somehow. After this horrible game, the first half, they're still in it. 11 points down. No Vita Vea, you got Elijah Roberts in there.
Yeah,
as well.
Greg Gaines.
Greg Gaines.
Bucs selling out. Oh,
there's the rookie.
That didn't look good for Saquon.
Oh, that left, that right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I mean, great play by the Bucs. Great play by the Bucs, but that looked brutal. He's waving off the trainers. He's going to go.
He's good.
I mean, he's one of the best players in the league. Yeah. You don't want to see him injured for a long time, but damn. Elijah Roberts in the mix. Tyke Smith as well.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Tyke back. He went down earlier. Luckily, he's back. And Elijah Roberts stepping in. Having a great play. He could do it against the run or the pass.
2nd and 11. They're going to run it.
Nothing there.
Oh, late penalty.
Uh-oh. 2 penalties right in there.
Steve kind of pushed Yaya once the play was done.
Stan Glassman says he's normally pretty accurate with these most times. Bucs hands to the face.
Yeah. Just the hands to the face.
100%. Yeah.
Is it on Yaya? Oh, man. Not ideal. Not ideal. Especially on a 2nd and 11.
They call you got to call that one, but they call the Yaya Diaby hands to the face, but not the Quinion Mitchell.
Yeah, right.
Hold on, Chris Godwin Jr.
Under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Bucs down 31-20, trying to get back into this game. They've given a great effort in this second half. Defense has only allowed 1 touchdown, and that was on a short field. Bucs have had some explosive plays. But looks like they might be running out of time just a little bit. Looks like the Saints are about to take the lead over the Buffalo Bills. Holy smoke.
What?
Yeah. There's 8 minutes to go. Wow. Yeah, 3rd and 13. Saints take the lead over Buffalo.
Wow. I didn't expect that. Yep.
Deep down the field, incomplete. Looking for A.J. Brown, who's been very quiet today.
No flags. That's always a good thing, right? All right, 3rd and 7 now for the Philadelphia Eagles. If you're this Bucs defense, Vita Vea already 2 sacks. Maybe get a 3rd one, a hat trick here.
3 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, so this will be the last play. Third and 7. Who's going to come up big for the Bucs? Remember, Hassan Reddick.
That left side, that right side there. Lane Johnson is out. We just saw him. Tyler Steen is out.
Botch snap. Penalty on the play. Chris Braswell technically gets the sack. I hope the Bucs weren't lined up off sides. Probably like a legal shift or something. It's on the Eagles. Bucs get the stop.
There we go.
All right. That's technically a sack, I think, for Chris Braswell. So congrats to him on a gimme play. But the Eagles give the Bucs a gift to end the third quarter. And Tampa Bay is going to have a chance to make it a one-possession game with a whole quarter to go. My goodness, we might get some drama.
Yeah. Horrible snap there by Cam Jurgens. And
yeah. Bucs will take it, though.
Yeah.
And that's right, people. It is time to put your fours up. We're going into the fourth quarter. So put your fours up. We'll put some in the chats up on the screen as well, like Brian S. putting the fours up. I thought I saw a couple others as well.
JBE's first sack since drafted. Braswell had a sack and a half last year. He got probably what's going to be the easiest sack maybe of his whole career right there against Jalen Hurts. But yeah, put up the force.
That's right. Grace Michaels, Rolf Steinbauer, Gaming Wizard. Bucs have made it entertaining. Matt Loshman, you're right. He said, remember, Matty, I said lit post game. Puts the fours up as well. Cincy Kid says, put the fours up like the four horsemen. Woo! Let's go, Bucs. Yeah, we were talking about the four horsemen, the wrestlers, on the Pewter Insider on Friday. That had come up. So shout out to them. Tom says, Cardiac Bucs back at it again with another classic. They are. Corey Reeves says, what about Carolina losing 42-6? What happened? I have not paid a lot of attention to that one. Holy, yeah. 42-6 to the Patriots. Hot damn.
Whoa. They went last week 30-0 against the Falcons now.
Yeah.
42-6. Wow. Diesel says, time to bake.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Baker's had an odd game, but statistically, 229 passing yards is pretty good. Yeah, they haven't changed the score in the Bills-Saints game. I don't know why. But yeah, Atlanta's leading 31-24 over the Commanders. And Detroit leads 26-10 over the Browns. They just scored a touchdown. But yeah, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. Bucs trail 31-20. But are about to get the ball back. Cameron Johnson's going to have an opportunity. He's been great today. He kind of slips and falls. The Bucs will start right around the 31.
Even if he didn't slip, I don't think there was much room for him to operate there. The defenders are coming in close. But past the 30, here comes Baker Mayfield and those boys. Timothy Ward. It ain't over.
That's right. Apparently the Saints kicked the field goal. I guess they waved the touchdown off. So Bills are still leading.
What an upset if the Saints are able to pull off.
Yeah. The Giants, too. They're leading 21-18 in the fourth quarter against the Chargers.
Mm.
All right. First drive of the fourth quarter for Tampa Bay.
Tez in motion.
Baker throws. It's caught by Chris Godwin Jr. That's a 9-yard gain. But there's a penalty. Baker's pointing like it's on the Eagles.
Yeah,
the Eagles are saying it's on the Bucs, so who knows? Roughing the passer. Okay.
Automatic 15.
Yeah.
First down.
Hit him in the neck.
Yeah, and holding Charlie Heck. Grabbed him.
Lane Johnson is questionable to return with a shoulder injury. So, Bucs lose Hassan Reddick. Eagles lose Lane Johnson.
Brain G says trade Baker for Winston. What do you think about that, Matt? Trading Baker for Jameis Winston.
I love watching Jameis Winston, but Baker's the guy for the Bucs. right. Bucs go a little trickery with Tez Johnson heading up the field. Makes a couple players miss. Ends up being a 5-yard run. But again, respect to the Bucs doing something different. And Tez Johnson's shouting, completely shouting at the Eagles, and I don't know why.
Yeah. But again, I love the creativity there. Find ways to get Tez Johnson the ball. All right, 2nd and 6.
Baker in shotgun. He's got a Buca to the left. Bucky is in the backfield to the left of Baker Mayfield. Baker throws over the middle, looking for Bucky. Bucky immediately wants a flag, and he's going to get a flag.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's draped all over him.
Bucs will take it. The law of averages. Now the things are coming around.
Fantasy football locker room. I like watching Winston play when he's not.
Yeah, he's entertaining, but like if you want to win,
he's a great locker room guy.
Baker under center on 1st down. They're going to run it with Bucky Irving, who finds room. That's a 1st down for Bucky Irving, and the Bucs
there you go.
In business.
But there's a flag. Let's
see. Boo.
Might be
law of averages.
They're showing Payne Durham, so it might be a hold on Payne Durham. We got to see. Payne Durham upset.
I don't know. That's one of those tough ones. Sometimes I think defenders get bailed out by, like, they dive at the end when the runner's coming, and they call the hold, even though it's not a hold. So, not a fan of that one. Makes it 1st and 20 for the Bucs.
They teach them to release, but it's really hard to release when you're blocking them. Right. Like release in like a split second. It's kind of.
He also doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. He doesn't know when Bucky. You can gauge it's going to be 3 or 4 seconds. Baker's going deep down the field, looking for a Buca. A little bit too far on the throw. It'll be 2nd and 20.
Detroit Lions go up 27-10 against the Cleveland Browns. Might be a team the Buccaneers see. They're definitely going to see them this year, but maybe a team they see in the playoffs. That's a hold on Emeka Buka right there, like Quinyon Mitchell.
Yanking on the jersey.
That's 2 missed holding penalties. Big. That was a big one too.
Yeah. Baker fires to Sterling Shepard. Gets some of the penalty yardage back.
I think for some of these plays, the referees are kind of blind. How do you not call that? Now 3rd and 12. Come on, that's unbelievable there.
Dominic Henry says, win or lose, Grizz showed me something today.
This team is resilient. They keep fighting. Yeah, win or lose. They're going to give you everything they have.
Yeah. 3rd and 12. Bucs can get into better field goal range, too. Baker's going to throw over the middle. It's incomplete. Tough one for Tampa Bay. They're in a weird spot on the field. They don't have a 4th and short.
All right, you make it to 23-31.
You make it a one-possession game if Chase Money McLaughlin is able to hit this.
But
you're also asking a lot, too.
Yeah. He made the 65 earlier, but let's see here.
That he did, yes.
This is 58. This is much more manageable, but still very long.
Very far, but the kick is up, and it is good.
There we go.
Chase Money McLaughlin kicking the Bucs back into this game, and it is a one-possession game. What a game for Chase McLaughlin. There's not going to be any more conversations about him and the issues he has. He has corrected everything that was causing him issues the first 2 weeks of the season. Rolf Steinbauer says, "Don't know if I love or hate Chase yet." Then is back. Yeah, a lot of people showing love for Chase McLaughlin right now. Tyler Lovell says, "Cardiac Bucks should provide insurance at this point." Briar Greaves, where you at? Great comment there. Shout out to Briar Greaves as well. Matt Loshman says, "Matty, it's gonna be lit." You were the first person to call it, Matt Loshman, so you're absolutely right. If the Bucs can pull this comeback off. Stubby Ryan says, "This is the game we were promised." That is also a fact. Two great teams slugging it out. Almost a reverse situation for the Eagles and what happened last week with them versus what's going on now. So, man, what a game.
What a game. Like you said, Chase is back. Ashley says it here as well. Remember, we were talking about before in week 2, do you bring in a tryout kicker? And I thought that was going to be the wrong move because, it's all mental for these kickers, and you just hope that he was going to get out of that rut. Luckily for the Buccaneers, he has been able to. He made the 65 earlier in the game. He made the 58 now. It's just good to see Chase back to the normal Chase bank we're used to seeing.
Yes.
Accurate.
The bank is open.
Those weren't easy kicks. 65 yards.
No.
Easy. 58.
And they've needed every single one. So, yeah, Bucs trail by 8 points. It's a one-possession game. The over is hit. For those that don't know.
Spirit of Philly, flag on Tampa Bay. There's been a flag just during the commercial break. It feels like there's a flag in every single play.
Yeah. I feel like the Bucs get reffed differently than other teams. Because, I'll watch the Sunday night game tonight. I'll watch all the primetime games. And I don't see a crazy, maybe because it's primetime, so I was like, all right, we really got to be on our you-know-what. But there's just terrible calls after terrible calls.
2 holding penalties. The one on Chris Godwin Jr. not called. The one on Emeka Buka on the last drive not called as well. But
shout out to Sunshine and Lollipop's cat, who says, "I've got both earbuds in trying to hear you guys. Maybe you could yell. LOL." So, yeah, I think you might be at the game. That's freaking awesome. I don't know if we can yell, though, because, other people are listening, too, and we don't want to blow their eardrums out. Yeah. But absolutely appreciate you so much watching or listening to us while you're watching the game.
Thank you, Kat. Oh, they decided.
Okay. All right. Nice tackle. I think that was Josh Hayes on the play. Whoever it was. Well done by Tampa Bay. And yes, Fox is showing the late game heroics by the Bucs.
Cardiac Bucks, right? We talked about going to the cardiologist in the beginning of this game. It's been hard every single week. These have been very intense, dramatic games, and it's looking like we might get another one here.
Huge drive for Tampa Bay's defense. They've been great in the second half, but they're going to need one more big play.
Total yards in the second half here. 23 yards allowed by this Bucs defense.
An incomplete pass on first down. Jalen Hurts was trying to find A.J. Brown, but did not. It's incomplete. Morrison was on the coverage. They blitzed Tyke Smith.
That's a tough task to ask a rookie to go up against A.J. Brown, but they've done
a great job against A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Cincy Kid says, "I got my doctor on speed dial ready to call." So it looks like Anthony Nelson's in an outside linebacker with the injury to Hassan Reddick. Hurts looking, oh man, nearly a pick for Jacob Parrish. Hurts wanted to find A.J. Brown once again. That was Parrish and Savase Dennis in coverage. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh man, Parrish bumped into Brown first. Damn, could have had a pick.
Man, that would have set the Bucs up in perfect field position.
Right?
3rd and 10. The Buccaneers can get a stop here as well. Again, they've only allowed 23 yards by this Philadelphia Eagles offense in the second half. You hope it continues here.
And a reminder, no Lane Johnson in the game at tackle for the Eagles. Bucs bring 3. Hurts throws. Knocked away by Benjamin Morrison.
There we go.
Spectacular job by the rookie. The Bucs are going to get the ball back with 12 minutes to go and a chance to tie this football game. BMO.
Wow.
Looking like a day 1 starter.
Jacob Parrish almost had the interception there. Benjamin Morrison working against A.J. Brown, one of the better receivers in this league. He got the better of him there. These rookie DBs, they've been fun to watch, man.
Job well done by Benjamin Morrison. And now Cameron Johnson, always a threat, makes the first guy miss. Cameron Johnson's got momentum as he kicks it to the outside. He just gets over midfield, then he's tackled. But another great return by Cameron Johnson. And with all the issues on special teams for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have 2 bright spots. It's Chase McLaughlin and it's Cameron Johnson. Wow. Man, he was that close to breaking it for a touchdown, Daniel. Whew.
He's had 3 big returns here. The first one was brought back as a holding penalty, but man, he's set them up right now in really good field position. Whoa, the Buccaneers, they score. You got to go for 2. This could become a 31-31 ball game here. This is fun football, man.
Still so much time. There's 12 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Again, Felix Smith, Cam Johnson, dog. He's been really good, man. Yeah, in the preseason training camp, I wanted to see Tez Johnson out there, but because of all the injuries at wide receiver, they went with Cam Johnson as the starting punt returner. But he's been, again, I didn't know if he was even going to make the team, Cam Johnson, but he has provided an impact on special teams, a very good impact.
Need for Speed says, damn, I'm sweating bullets. I mean, people are sweating outside because it's so damn hot and probably sweating inside too because this has been a crazy, chaotic game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the most entertaining team in football. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, the chaos. It's all the Bucs know is how to live in the chaos. And they're doing it once again.
Matt, I don't know if you watch the UFC, but the Buccaneers are like the Michael Chandler of the NFL. Every match is entertaining. Every fight is fun. They stick in it. Now, he hasn't, come out with the wins that you would want him to.
Right.
The Buccaneers continue to fight and fight and fight. Every single game, like you said, is very entertaining. So,
yeah, big fan of the UFC. I think they just fought in Perth, Australia, like last night or something like that.
Next year, the pay-per-view is going to be free.
Yes, on
really
CBS and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, Mike Hogan says, or MKE Hogan says, I'm losing my mind right now. You should be, Bucs fans. This has been an awesome comeback for this team. Now, they haven't completed the comeback just yet, but to even put themselves in this position, to have a shot at tying this game up, no one saw that coming. Jamil Jones says, entertaining equals gray hairs. Yeah, there's a degree of truth to that.
Shaggy with the Bane quote from Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, yeah. I think I've used that on the show before. Where is, damn it, I just had it. Oh, Stan Glassman says Vita gets a game ball. Absolutely does. Vita Vea has been awesome in this game for the Bucs.
Vita Cam
also start with a running play to Bucky Irving. And that's another thing is the Bucs can run everything now. Like they can run it, they can throw it, whatever they decide to do. Talking Trash says Clutch Baker clocking in. Best 4th quarter comeback quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
If there's any quarterback I want.
If there's any quarterback I want in the 4th quarter to bring my team back, right now I think in 2025 it's Baker Mayfield. I think pressure makes diamonds or burst pipes. For Baker Mayfield, it makes diamonds.
Rolf Steinbauer says Eagles haven't done anything in like an hour. That's true.
23 total.
Baker looking for Godwin, I don't think he was in bounds.
No, I think that foot is out.
Nice catch, but couldn't get that second foot in.
Yeah.
Even a fully healthy Chris Godwin, I don't know if he's able to keep that foot in.
I want to see the overall snap count, but it felt like he's been out there for almost every play. You know,
he's been there way more than I thought he would be.
Yeah. Right foot down. Yeah, this left foot way out of bounds. 3rd and 5.
Big time play. And yes, Justin, good call. Score bug has finally been fixed. It only took the whole damn game. Eagles bring a blitz. Baker throws. There's got to be a flag. Sterling Shepard got yanked and pushed, pulled. That'll be a penalty on the Eagles. Excuse me. Bucs will take it.
Working against Ringo, who
again, we've talked about this time and time again. It's the pulling on the shirt. It's the running into. I mean, on that one, he got ran into as well.
Baker Mayfield took a clean hit there also. But he's going up against Sterling Shepard, going up against Ringo. He's in for Dory Jackson. But finally, one of those holding penalties goes away for the Buccaneers.
I mean, I don't know how many times you could just pull the whole damn shirt.
Yeah.
And then
if nobody's going to call it, they're going to keep doing it, right?
So Greg Gaines is out for the rest of the game for the Bucs with a pec injury. Don't want to speculate how serious, but that's important. And then Jalen Carter is questionable with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, Rashad West just said Bucky took the snap there.
Yeah,
I was turning my head to the side, but it looked like he got a direct snap.
Yeah, he did. Wild buck, as AJ says. Good comment there. Wildcat Bucky.
Yeah,
I like it. So they did a little pony pack, a little something different.
A little creativity.
Yeah, I'll give Josh Grisard credit. He's tried to get creative in this game. It hasn't always worked, but we've seen end arounds to Sterling Shepard, to Tez Johnson. They tried a flea flicker, and now this. So they're trying. Bucky hits the hole. That's a first down, Tampa Bay. Tried to cut even further, but kind of ran into Tristan Wirfs. But a nice run regardless, and the Bucs are in business, folks. Brian S. says, Bucky Irving greater than Ronnie Brown. Bucs finding
really
success.
Package there, yeah.
This is the best they've looked. Nice block by Tez Johnson, too. How about a little play action here? Little play action.
Work off that run, yeah.
They're going to keep running it. Rashad White gets about a yard and a half.
Yeah, it feels like every time they run to the right side, just minimal gains, if any. 2nd and 9 now. Buccaneers, you're in field goal range, of course, again, but you want to touch
field
down.
goal.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of time left, but I feel like, I don't know.
You want the touchdown, yeah.
You're so close. I don't know. Let them just score the touchdown and not worry about it. Baker looking, throwing down the field for Ibuka. Incomplete. Nice coverage by Mitchell. Give him credit on that one.
Great coverage there, yeah. He's had a tremendous game. Just one-on-one there. Clean, tight coverage.
Got his hand on the ball, too.
Yep.
Nice play.
Yep. So nice veteran move there. Baker wants a PI. I don't see it there.
I don't either. Nicola says that catch would have been wild. Yeah.
Yeah. But Mitchell put the hand down earlier. Chris Godwin, that's why he dropped it. And right there, got the ball out. 39.
Hey, clutch time. Chris Godwin Jr. with a catch over the middle. And that's a first down, Tampa Bay.
Vintage Chris Godwin Jr. coming up.
Praise be to Godwin Jr.
Boom.
All right.
Look at the zip on that pass there. Right? Baker Mayfield put it right in his stomach. run the numbers.
Man, the Bucs are close to tying this game up. And it's not a 1st and goal. It's still a 1st and 10. The Bucs can get a first down and then have 1st and goal. Baker looking. He's going to have to step up in the pocket. He's running. He's scrambling. He's going to the right side. Baker throws. It's intercepted. Oh, really bad decision by Baker Mayfield. There's a penalty on the play. He tried to go superhero. A poor decision by Baker Mayfield. There is a flag.
We were talking about Jameis Winston earlier. That's a Jameis Winston.
That's a Jameis type of play.
Throw that ball away. What are you doing, Baker? Now, what is the penalty?
It's an eligible player downfield. Ooh, that's a really costly mistake by Baker Mayfield.
Wow. Baker.
Let's see what he was trying to see on this play. I don't know why he didn't just throw it away. It's 1st down. You have 2 other shots at it. He's trying to get it to Godwin in the corner. Just had no mustard on the ball. It may have gotten tipped, too.
Yeah.
If it got tipped, I actually don't blame Baker as much.
No, but you got to throw it out of bounds. You got to just throw it away. Because intercepting that, you're in perfect field position right there. Could have scored. Just a bad decision, I think, right there by Baker Mayfield. You can't do that. He was tied in the league last year with Kirk Cousins for the most interceptions. He had a 7-0 ratio in this game, but there you go. That's your first interception.
Oh, Baker.
Man, he's going to want that one back.
Kenny Cake says, throw it away. Live to see another play for F's sake.
That was flashbacks right there to Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Baker's done that before, too.
Yeah.
Just a poor decision. Bucs not giving up, though. Elijah Simmons.
Yeah. Well, that's a hold on Sterling Shepard right there. They didn't call it. Quinyon Mitchell working against him.
Man, they had it. They freaking had it.
Mitchell been holding the whole day, all day. That was definitely a hold right there, and Sterling Shepard not called.
Now Saquon with a big run on 2nd and 12.
Sets him about 3rd and 3.
Eagles going to try to salt away the game. And remember, they're up 8, so the Bucs can only tie. They can't take the lead.
King Reckless, LOL. Man, we had it, bro. It's a really bad decision there by Baker Mayfield. I'm sure he would want that ball back, but
yeah,
and he's got to throw it away.
the ball back right here.
Yeah.
3rd and 2. See if the Bucs get aggressive. They're acting like it. Tyke Smith, a free blitz. That's going to be an incomplete pass. Bucs are going to get another chance.
We talked about Tyke Smith. He's been tremendous right there on the blitz, creating that pressure, forcing the incompletion. The Buccaneers going to get the ball back. Baker Mayfield bailed out by that defense.
And a good job, too. Didn't jump into Jalen Hurts. You know, you see sometimes they jump and then the hand comes down and it hits him in the head and it's a penalty. But he has another opportunity for Tampa Bay.
Could we get a blocked punt here, Matt? Something positive?
Maybe. We've seen everything in this game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be close with that block.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It can't be perfect every time.
Yeah. All right, Baker Mayfield, 6 minutes and 7 seconds left to go. We talked about if there's any quarterback in the league, you want at the very end of the game to drive your offense down the field and score. I'm taking Baker Mayfield.
Even after the interception?
Even after the interception, I'm trusting. Right. We see in weeks 1 through 3.
That's true.
I think that was just a poor decision, but he did bring the Buccaneers down the field.
He did.
There was no holding on Quinyon Mitchell there working against Sterling Shepard.
I'd want to see that replay again, too, because it kind of looked like that his throw got tipped. And if
I
it
think it
did,
was
then that
ticket.
certainly impact. Sunshine Lollipops Cat says, damn it, these bad decisions come at the worst times. Diesel Roche says, come on, Bake. 6:07 to go. Bucs trail 31-23. But have a chance to tie it up. Bucs go play action. Baker's going to step up, and he's going to run. Baker gets about 5 yards, 6 yards, and rushes out of bounds. So first time Baker's used his legs in this game as far as actually running on a play versus, just extending a play.
Smart move there, run. Minimal gain, about 4 or 5 yards, but there's nothing on the field. The Philadelphia Eagles defenders playing pretty tight coverage. Just get some kind of yardage, something positive there.
2nd and 4, 5:35 to go. They're going to run it with Bucky. He gets about a yard short. Interesting. What do you do here? Do you run it again? Do you try to go for a big play?
So it also comes down to time here, too. You got 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Do you go slow? If you go slow and you drive down the field and you score, well, now you give the Philadelphia Eagles with 3 touchdowns. You give them some time on the clock left. Do you go up tempo and, I don't know, man. What do you do here with the time? The time's going to be an issue, but no matter what, your first thing here is you got to score, and then afterwards.
They do an end around with the Buca.
There we go.
He's tackled short.
I think you go for it here.
You have to.
Yeah.
QB sneak it, something.
4th and 1.
That was interesting, too. It looked like he had it. Yeah, Wirf's out in space. Couldn't get a yard, though. Nice play by Zach Bond.
Yeah. Bond, who the Philadelphia Eagles signed last offseason.
Yeah.
And he was competing against Devin White, former Super Bowl champion for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was able to beat Devin White, of course, get the starting job, and he became one of the finalists for Defense Players of the Year. Really good.
They're going to run it with White. He's got the first down. Barely, but he's got the first down.
There we go. Keep the chains moving.
Sean White's been big in these short yard situations. Of course, the touchdown late against the Texans. Yep, just did enough. 3:37 to go. Each team has all 3 timeouts, same amount of wins they have on the season.
Yeah.
It's a dump off to Bucky. He's got a little room, making some people miss. That's a first down for Bucky Irving and more. Then he lays the shoulder. What a game for Bucky Irving as a receiving running back. He's getting close to 100 yards.
Had the 72-yard touchdown earlier. Great block there by Kadon.
Man, really tough to get out.
Bucky Sanders, Q44. Breaking ankles out there.
Bucs run it with Rashad White. Gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
So it looks like they're going to try to, because they're playing real slow here, just drain that clock, continue trying to push themselves down.
Yeah.
Not give the Eagles too much time, no matter what happens here. The Buccaneers
Well, what I was going to say, too, is the Bucs also had the benefit of, because they're kind of in a window, you want to give yourself a little bit of time in case they don't get the 2-point conversion if they score a touchdown, where you would still need enough time to, try to get the ball back with the 3 timeouts. Baker throws over the middle, looking for Kadon. It's a little bit too high. Seemed like it was kind of behind him as well. Let's see. Yeah, a little behind him.
Yeah, I agree with the Janger. Bad throw just behind him. Would have been a really hard, Kadon had to turn his body around and try to count backwards. Just difficult there. 3rd and 6 now for the Buccaneers.
Apparently, Benjamin Morrison is questionable with a hamstring.
Oh.
Baker's looking. Oh, boy. How's he going to get out of this one? He somehow does. Mayfield's running. He gets the first down. Are you serious? Are you serious? Wow. Baker Mayfield keeps the drive alive for the Bucs.
That looked like it was going to end up horribly. He just found a way. He's Houdini. Just finds a way to escape out of the pocket, just squeezing. There we go. Get the first down with his legs. Insane. Incredible play there by Baker Mayfield.
Insane. Did the Bucs really get a false start with 1 second before the 2-minute warning? That's a stupid mistake. That's a stunad. How do you... You literally just got to wait there for a second. Come on, man.
I don't know, Mecca, you got a little bit too excited. But again, great save right there by Baker Mayfield.
This guy, Baker Mayfield.
Vic Fangio talked about him this week. He said he's always been a fan of Baker Mayfield, and sometimes it just comes down to general managers making mistakes. He moved on. He was with the Browns, of course, with the Panthers, with the Rams, and he found his home here in Tampa Bay. But he said sometimes GMs make mistakes.
Yeah, that's true.
Eric Baker is so clutch.
All right, so it's not the 2-minute warning because of the penalty. Now it's the 2-minute warning. They ran it with Bucky Irving on first down, so Bucs will have 3 more cracks at it.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have gone run there, but
yeah, I don't know either. Baker looks kind of banged up, though. I mean, he's playing injured for sure.
That right bicep, yeah, he had a contusion there. Had some bruising.
Let's see. What's everyone saying? Constantinos Giorgio says this play calling sucks. I wouldn't go that far. I don't love running it there.
No. But you talked about earlier, you wanted to see how Josh Brazor can call a game from behind. And I think for the most part, he's been pretty calm and he's been able to have some creative plays. He didn't panic and go one-dimensional, only go, passing. He's kind of kept it a little bit mixed, even though the run game hasn't worked as well as he would want it to. But I think he's had an all right game, calling plays.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with that. I definitely think come on, why can't I use all these games? I would agree with that statement.
Yeah, just like I wouldn't have gone with the run play there, but
Nicola says, do we realize we need a 2-point conversion? Why are you running and wasting timeouts, bro? Well, they didn't call a timeout.
Yeah, it was a 2-minute warning there. So
yeah.
Free timeout for both teams.
And I think if you do tie it up, again, that's why they need to thread the needle of you want to tie it up, but if you tie it up, you don't want to give the Eagles enough time to drive down the field and kick the game-winning field goal. But at the same time, if you score a touchdown and don't get the 2-point conversion, you want to leave enough time where you can then call your timeouts, stop the Eagles, hopefully 3 and out, get the ball back, and try to move the ball far enough to get the game-winning field goal. So, yeah, I don't really know.
This Bucs defense in the second half has been able to stop the Philadelphia Eagles offense for the most part.
And the Eagles have all 3 timeouts too, and they're not going to use any of them because it makes no sense for them to call any timeouts where, worst case, they're in a tie game trying to kick their own game-winning field goal. So I don't know. I don't know what the best way to navigate it is. That's why Zach Beislein is.
That's what you get figured, right?
Yeah. All right, 1:56 to go. It's 2nd and 12 for the Bucs. They're right over midfield, almost at the Eagles' 40. Baker. Oh, he gets drilled. He's sacked on the play. Bucs got to move fast, too. You don't want to call these timeouts. That's tough.
We talked about him earlier, Moro Ojomo, born from Nigeria. He came in last year, second in terms of pass rush run weight for the for defensive tackles. Gets a sack there, second sack of his career. You got to get up. You got to keep going. Let's see what this Bucs offense could do. But it's gonna be 3rd and long here.
Yeah, it's just beat Ben Bredesen on the play. Bucs call a timeout. Don't love that.
No, I wouldn't call timeout.
But you kind of have to in that situation, just based on.
Well, you got to use this to stop the Philadelphia Eagles offense. To get back on the field. There's no more 2-minute warning.
Right. But I meant like by the time you have everyone run back and then set up a play, you don't want them to use the timeout, but I get it a little bit in that situation.
With that sack, the ball's all the way back here at midfield now.
Yeah, like at this point, you're just trying to get like a 10, 13, 15-yard play to set up a 4th and manageable. Baker looking, he's going to dump it off to Rachaad White. Rachaad makes a defender miss, so you'll have 4th and short. Not short, but you'll have 4th and manageable. But this is it. This is the ball game right here. It's one of those you need to get extra yards, but you also, if you get out of bounds, you stop the clock. So, all right, this is the game. 4th and 10 for the Bucs. Mayfield barking out the calls. 1:05 to go. Ball is snapped. Baker's trying to avoid the rush. He throws. It's caught by Otten. You got to lateral it. He was down.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were going to do a hook and ladder play for a second because someone was standing on the side. It looked like maybe White was.
And this here is why I didn't like the call, the timeout, because 53 seconds left. They just have to run it 3 times and 4 times, and this game's over here.
Right. Now you're just kind of looking at a Hail Mary. Yeah, so maybe it was Rachaad White. Yeah, so White I thought for a second that Otten was gonna, before he got hit, was gonna try to hook and lateral it to Rachaad White, but alas, they did not. Tough one for the Bucs. They had it right there, but a costly turnover by Baker Mayfield likely will do Tampa Bay in.
Yeah, Warren G. Why are they calling that timeout? Yeah, all the Eagles have to do is run it or even take a knee here a few times and game over. That's it. Buccaneers going to go 3-1. Still a very solid start for the first quarter.
Yeah, for sure.
Year. 3-1. Eagles go 4-0, and we'll see if these two teams face each other again in the playoffs. Disappointing loss for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course, but you just like the fact that with all the whole mess that they had, all the injuries, no matter what, they were able to stay in this ball game and compete with the reigning Super Bowl defending champions. If it was not for that Baker Mayfield interception and going back even before that, I don't think that was the Bucky Irving fumble. Those two things could have changed the game. Also, the 2 missed calls, Quinion Mitchell holding on Chris Godwin Jr., and I believe the other one was Emeka Buka. Could have been a different ball game here, but just keep pushing. The Buccaneers will be on to Seattle next week.
They will. Just a reminder for everybody, and we'll see what happens. There could be a fumble or, I don't know, something. We will have a Pewter post-game show coming up with myself and Scott Reynolds reacting to this game, what we liked, what we didn't like, and, what's next for Tampa Bay. So please join us. It'll be around 5 o'clock probably, depending on when things get finished over at Raymond James Stadium with interviews, press conferences, and all that stuff. So we're not done just yet. We'll see if a miracle happens for Tampa Bay. Eagles in shotgun. They're going to run it with Saquon. Timeout.
If you're a Bucs fan, you just hope there's a botched snap or a fumble by Saquon.
Especially if they're going to go in shotgun,
Yeah.
Oh, we have a late super chat from The Bridge. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat, who says, am I the only one that feels like there are still quite a few things to feel encouraged about, considering the injuries the Bucs endured today? Yeah, absolutely. If we want to look bright side on this, I mean, the defense looked great in the second half. They certainly stifled the Eagles in that aspect of it. The only touchdown the Eagles scored in the second half was on the Bucky Irving fumble. Chris Godwin Jr. made a big catch in the second half to continue a drive. He'll only continue to get better. The Bucs had explosive plays, and in another game where Tristan Wirfs can get a little bit stronger. Barkley runs it again on second down. Timeout is called by the Bucs. So it might be one of those situations where the Eagles will run another play, and then I think they can take it down. Like, they might have to snap it on fourth down, but like run out of the end zone or something like that. But we'll see.
Yeah, Stan Glassman says here, Bucky played his heart out. He absolutely did.
Yeah.
I don't blame that fumble on him. I think his knee was down, but after that, he responded the next drive with a 72-yard reception, working against Campbell. And he played his heart out. He definitely did.
All right, 3rd and 5, 50 seconds to go. They run it with Saquon. He goes down. Bucs cannot call timeout. So, yeah, there's about a 6-7 second difference between the game clock and the...
Yeah, 6-second difference here. So,
yeah. So, I think, if you're the Eagles, I think you take the shotgun snap, and then you have Jalen Hurts run around and then just run out of bounds. Well, the Eagles will probably call a timeout with 6 seconds.
Again, this is also where that timeout would have came in.
Yeah.
Andy, you could have called the timeout, have 20-something seconds left, and have, just one final chance to throw it up and see what happens, But
yeah. Yeah, and credit to the Bucs for fighting back. I don't think any one of us thought that the Bucs were going to go 17-0 this season. They had a chance to come back. There's no doubt about it. And came up a little bit short.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the defending Super Bowl champs, but it doesn't get easy for the Bucs. You see the schedule on the screen right there. Not until that Saints game, and the Saints hung tough with the Bills. Okay, the Eagles are going to at least act like they're going to punt it. I don't think that's a very smart idea considering how Cameron Johnson's done in this game.
3 huge returns. One was called back, of course, because of the holding penalty.
Yeah, if I'm the Eagles, I just hold the Bucs on this play. Like, who cares if it's a penalty? Just hold the Bucs and hold on to the ball and then run out of the end zone. Yep, he's going to do exactly that.
Yep.
So it's a safety for the Bucs. They will officially lose 31-25. The Eagles will still cover, and the over hits. But well executed by the Bucs, by the Eagles there. Bucs lose their first game of the season. They dropped this one 31-25 to Tampa to the Philadelphia Eagles. Daniel, any last parting shots about this game and what the Bucs do next before we sign off?
Yeah, just keep pushing. But just kudos to these guys for keep fighting. They just kept fighting in this game. They remained resilient. They kept fighting. Didn't turn out the way they wanted to. But again, being 3-1, 4 games into the season, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is still a top-level team in the NFC. I don't think they're on the level of the Eagles just yet. But there's still a lot to play for. They're not at 100%. They will be later on in the season. So keep your chin up, Bucs fans.
Yeah.
Still a long way to go this season. They still have everything in front of them, and the Eagles are just a really good team. So we're going to talk more about this on the Pewter post game coming up around 4:45, maybe 5 o'clock, maybe a little bit later. You'll see it on our social media. But that's going to do it for us on today's show. For Daniel Morales, I'm Matt Matera saying thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next week at 4:05 for Bucs Seahawks on another edition of the Pewter Game Day Show. Out.